Okay, we should be live. I'm going to make sure everything is all working, and then we can get started. Audio sounds good. All right, here we go. Week 18, in my opinion, the most exciting stream of the season. What is good, SGYT? What is good, Nickinator? Welcome in, everybody. We are watching 2 games today, and we will be simcasting the rest. And the 2 winning games are the Bengals and Oilers, and then the Bills and the Steelers. I finally figured out why Discord has like the voting numbers always weird. So this must have happened in an update recently. But if you click on the reactions, it no longer lists like the letters in order that they've been placed in, but instead it's in the order of votes. I've noticed the first one keeps winning every week, but that's because it's an order of how many votes each game gets. So like for this week, for example, it lists them out A, C, D, and B. So I think that's why we've had some confusion with the result of the votes throughout the past few weeks. I finally noticed it today. I don't know if everybody knew that and Discord's being slow, and I've just been slow, but yeah, apparently that's a thing. What's good, IT, Hobie, Candy, Little Ja? Are we watching or simcasting first? We're going to like kind of bounce around. We're going to do some simcasting, then watch a game, then some simcasting, then watch. So we're going to kind of go out of order a little bit. I noticed that, but how does it make the numbers different before you click on it? What do you mean? Like the number of votes per game? Yeah, because I'm on A. It says 14. That's definitely not 14 votes. That looks like at least 20. Here, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So yeah, Discord is being slow here, I guess, too. So it's a mixture of Discord being slow and us not realizing that was a thing. So I guess Discord has been being slow all along. So we're going to start with the games that don't matter for either teams first. So if both teams are tanking, if the team has already clinched their seeding, which I think would just be London. So for example, this game doesn't matter, this game doesn't matter. This game kind of matters. I mean, Washington's probably going to get 2, but I guess they're playing for seeding, so it matters. This game doesn't matter. London already has the 1. I don't think this game matters. Both teams are out. Yeah, so it's those. So we'll let Siri pick the order. Game 1 will be the Eagles game. Game 2 will be the Titans game. Game 3 will be London. Game 4 will be Seattle. And I don't think we're missing any. I think we got them. Siri, give me a number between 1 and 4. 4. That is Memphis. I want to see how my B and C team does. Now that I think about it, I don't know if I changed your depth chart because I don't think you put it in the depth chart thing. I can do that now, but put it in the... No, you did. Oh, I'm just blind. Okay, never mind. Well, I'll fix it now. And then we'll get to the Memphis and Seattle game. Yeah, no, you did. I see it now. You're good. I'm here. My neo-fascist made you... Your neo-fascist what? That's not specific. Your neo-fascist blank made you shower? Okay, why is this thing being weird? Okay, never mind. Then Kyle Phillips is there as well. He just has a neo-fascist that tells him what to do. I guess so. There's no other description for him. Make LeBron James my QB1. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a way for me to do that. Didn't you cut Kyle Phillips? Or maybe he's injured. I think he might be hurt. I think that's why he's not there. What did I miss? I was outside. First of all, congrats for touching grass. That's a good thing. Second of all, you haven't missed anything. We just started like 2 minutes ago. So we're good. Okay, I'll go back to center at the end. Let me run the OFL, Octagonal Football League. How about no? Just an idea. The Hexagonal Football League. Yeah, that sounds fantastic. We'll do right end at the end as well with center. I'm the biggest bird. Congrats on being the biggest bird. I thought you were going to say some shame on you for touching grass. No, we encourage touching grass around here. We encourage it. Touching grass is a good thing. Some of you guys could use to do it more often. Feel like we all need to do VC. Well, if people want to hop into VC, I'll be happy to join. Don't mind that. I don't know why it's being loud. There we go. I don't know why my computer had to blare it out that someone was calling me. Okay, Juice Scruggs is in here at center. He might be hurt as well. Right tackle, we want... Yeah, all these guys might have been hurt or might have been cut for roster spots if you didn't cut it down to 53. You can change the... I know I can change the sound and the volume, but for whatever reason on my computer it's so loud, and I just haven't bothered to change it yet, because I first noticed it today. Is there anyone here who's not starting? Here, we'll do that. Octi got the females calling. I don't know about that one. I have, as the kids say, El Riz, so I don't think that's possible. I started a Tigers franchise and I won a game 17-0 in the sim. Bold to assume we can score 17 runs within the span of like a month. Let alone like a game. If I were a female, I'd call Octi. Well, I appreciate it. Maybe I do have W Riz after all. Have you seen my Og House Riz? Yeah, there's a part of me that's slightly concerned for you, but it's not like I'm any better, so I'm not one to judge. Okay, I think we're good now. After we do... Oh, I can't put defensive tackles here? That's stupid. Okay, we'll just put Roy. All right, there we go. Now we're set up for them, and we can get into the first game of the day, which is the Memphis game. We'll just simcast with the home team. I think Seattle is home. Did you see the game end on the pitch count thing today? I don't follow baseball, so I don't understand it. I personally like the pitch count thing. It makes games go quicker. I don't see why baseball fans are opposed to having games be like an hour shorter. I feel like that's a good thing. I understand why players might not like it, but I feel like baseball's in a spot where they need to appease the fans, and if they can make the game go quicker, maybe you turn the pitch clock off at the end of games so that stuff like that doesn't happen. But I think, in principle, it's a good rule. Did I bet? Yeah, Herbo, Jones, and Pat Surtain are benched. The only team I didn't do it for was London because I didn't see their depth chart message, even though they did put it in. But the other ones are good. Pandas go, moo! So both of these teams are 7 and 9. I'm 99% sure they're both mathematically eliminated, but regardless, it would still take an absolute miracle for them to get in, which I don't think is possible. Pretty good game here. 31-31. Okay, we might have to hop in. This is actually kind of good. 38-38. Can Memphis win it? They have it at the 49 and 2 timeouts, so they certainly can. I think they should change it for the playoffs. That's not a bad idea. But I think the idea itself is good. Since it's a new rule, they still have to figure out how to execute it. We should have watched this game, really. All right, we're going to simcast every game, yeah. So we're obviously watching 2. We're watching our game and then the Buffalo Steelers game. And then we'll be simcasting the rest. Brady is sacked. Big play by the Seattle defense. Is Frank on the field? He might be the right end. Well, no, the right end has X Factor. That's, I think, Danielle Hunter. So maybe he wasn't on the field there. Bijan gets nothing. I think we're going to overtime. Yeah, we're going to hop into any game that's, like, exciting towards the end. Like this one. Even though this game doesn't matter for anything other than draft position, if the game looks exciting, we're going to hop in late. Tails never fails, Memphis. Bang! Memphis knows what's up. I'm pretty sure every time we've had an overtime game this year, it's landed on tails. So, Madden knows ball, I'm afraid. Watch it be a tie. We've had a couple close calls. Both of our games that we watched went into overtime, and both times the coin landed on tails. We won the toss both times, and we won both games. So that's a good sign for Memphis, or maybe Seattle, who I guess gets better draft position if they lose. But Seattle doesn't even have their pick. Who the hell has Seattle's pick? I know San Francisco had it originally. I don't know where they traded it to. Seattle's picks have all been passed around like a blunt. They've been everywhere other than Seattle. Every starting pitcher and bullpen guy is a sub-4 ERA to decides Eduardo, who is a 4.02. Why can't our pitching be like that in real life? That sounds awesome. Madden might know ball, but they don't know how to make games. That's true. That's very true. Madden apparently is saying that this year is make or break for them, Madden 24. I don't know if I buy it, because they've been promising stuff for like 3 years, and they've barely delivered. Who has the most OFL rings of all time? I have 4, which is the most. I had 3 in OFL 20. I went 1-1 in 21. And then last year I never made it out of the divisional round. Do your White Sox have a chance of being good this year? The White Sox are going to go 81-81 just because they're the White Sox. They are like laughably the most average team in sports. But yeah, they're not bad. Especially in a questionable AFC Central. I think Cleveland's going to be good again. I think Minnesota could be solid. The Royals, I think the Royals are better than us. That doesn't say a whole lot, but the Royals have some young talent who could break out this year. So, but yeah, it's still probably the worst division in baseball. Although the NL Central is not much better, but at least they have St. Louis. Steamers are moving it. They have it at the 28. How are the Mariners going to do? Hopefully good. They should get second, presumably. The teams behind them are pretty bad. The A's suck. The Angels are probably going to suck. I mean, feels like every year you have hope for them, and they show signs that they're going to do good, and they just don't. And then, who knows about Texas? We'll go over who we think wins when we do our MLB predictions. That's true. Wink, wink. Are we going to do playoffs today? No, we're just going through Week 18. And then either later today or tomorrow, I'll have the voting up for the awards. So make sure to stay tuned for that. What's good, Denmark? Another good throw. I don't know if Seattle's going to get the ball. Memphis looks like they might win this game. How are the Orioles? I don't know what to feel about the Orioles. Nice touchdown by Bijan. Game over, by the way. The Orioles didn't make any big splashes in the offseason. Now, presumably, their young talent should get better. But they also play in a loaded division with, I would say, 3 good teams. Probably not Boston, but maybe the other 3. So the Steamers win at 44-38. They'll finish 8-9, while the Seahawks, who were supposed to be pretty good, finish 7-10. Both quarterbacks played well. What do you mean? My Orioles added Cole Irvin and Ryan O'Hearn. Yeah, Ryan O'Hearn is the guy who's going to flip the AL East on its side. 35 homers, 300 average, 950 OPS. Book it. Why is CJ Uzama so good? Ever since Memphis acquired him at the deadline, he's been like a beast. Today he had 200 yards practically. At the deadline, here's Frank, by the way. He had half a sack and 2 TFLs. I think this is the first time Frank has gotten a sack against an offensive lineman not named Quentin Nelson. Round of applause, Frank. It took him the entire season to do it against a real offensive line, but he did it. And that's all that matters. All right, so we still have 3 more games that don't matter for either team. The Eagles game, the Monarchs game, and the Titans game. Siri, give me a number between 1 and 3. 3. That's the London game, so we'll use our home team, which is Austin. We get to see Jaron Hall in action. Are you guys ready for this? What if Ismu joins this stream? I mean, he's allowed to. If he wants. I can't stop him. Frank Jones, more like Frank Middleton. That's offensive to the word mid, though. Mid doesn't mean bad. Mid means mid. Frank finished with what? 2.5 sacks this year? Half a sack against people not named Quentin Nelson? So, I don't know. This game looks a lot more low-scoring than the first game. And keep in mind, London is starting practically all of their backups. It's not just quarterback. Which I guess would explain why they are losing. It gets better, though. The Titans are starting Matt Ariza at quarterback today. Wow, London might actually win. Hold on. Okay, no, I think Austin won. Yeah, there's no time left on the clock. All right, Austin beats London only by 2, even though London started pretty much nobody today. They'll finish 14-3, of course, with the number 1 seed in the NFC. Their super long win streak is over, but it doesn't really matter because, well, they started backups. They started Jaron Hall, who was, he wasn't horrible. Kyler Murray was a little better, though. Who is your quarterback tonight? I honestly don't remember. So we'll find out together. Did the Chargers even have a backup? Because they cut Geno. The game probably signed somebody. You have to have at least 2 quarterbacks on your roster. So I genuinely do not know who it would be. But we'll find out soon. I have arrived. Welcome in, Garrett. Remember when I started Jordan Stout at quarterback? We've had some fun times with punters at quarterback. Keaton Halliting for Nick's team in OFL 21 won a game as a punter playing QB. Siri, give me a number between 1 and 2. 2. That's the Titans game. So we get to see Matt Ariza in action now at quarterback. Oh, boy. This is a full-on tank ball. Matt Ariza might be the best quarterback playing in this game because the other QB is Zach Wilson. So, like, who's really better? Portland's 4-12. Tennessee's 5-11. These teams are not good. I know the Titans had their own pick. I don't know if Portland does, though. They're one of the many bad teams who traded away their pick at the beginning of the year for Lord knows what reason. At least we ruined Austin's draft position. They went down from 12 to 15. Boo-hoo. That'll really ruin it. If I want, you can move Fields wherever you want. If you want him to play corner, sure. If you want him to play guard, I mean, there's nothing stopping you. It's kind of too late now because we already started the stream, but this game is close. The Titans might actually win. Oh, my goodness. We're going to hop in. Wait, no, the Titans have the ball. Okay, so Tennessee just won with Matt Ariza at quarterback. Huh. He joins Keaton Howlating in the list of legendary punters who have won games at quarterback. Jeez, the Snowhawks really do suck. Matt Ariza didn't even play poorly. He was better than... Wait, why is Tanner Morgan starting? Did Zach Wilson get hurt? Yup. Matt Ariza had a better quarterback rating than both Zach Wilson and Tanner Morgan. That's hilarious. Jeez. Why did Matt Ariza actually do kind of good? 19 of 32, 262, touchdown and a pick. That's not horrible. He might need to be the starting quarterback going forward. How did anybody lose to the Snowhawks is my question. Didn't we just play Portland? Didn't they score 0? That explains a lot. He treated that defense like a drunk underage girl at college. Jesus. Okay, and then the last game where both teams... The Titans do have Russ. Yeah, so... Let me explain what happened. The Titans have Russ, Tanner McKee, and Bailey Zappi. But for the last game of the year, Deuce wanted to tank, so he decided to start Matt Ariza. Since when did he have star dev? I didn't even know that. He wanted to start Matt Ariza at quarterback to help the tank, but the problem is they won the game. All right, now we'll do the Niners and the Eagles. Can the Niners win 4 straight games to end the year? That would be a twist. So we can move Fields wherever. The Tigers just made the playoffs going 89 and 73. Man, I wish we could have playoff baseball again. If only. Like, how is he still in the game? I guess Madden just never took him out. They never took out Henry Ruggs last year. So they don't take players out even if they're like, really bad people or did something really stupid. Or in Matt Ariza's case, probably both. So later on in my OFL career, could you change your position? I mean, I guess. Like, if you're a corner and you want to play safety, that works. Your coach would have to approve it. Well, both of you would have to approve it. Pretty close game here. The Niners look to have the edge. Okay, we're going to go a little slower. Oh, the Eagles have the ball. So many penalties. The Niners are literally trying to lose as if they had their pick, which they don't. All right, the Eagles score. We'll hop in. We should add suspensions to OFL. I don't know how we would do that. Like, I don't know how fair that would be. Like, I just say, you know what? We're playing the Oilers today. IT Thomas just, he just had a DUI, so we're going to suspend him for this game. I don't think that'd be fair. How are the Orbits? The Orbits are 8-8. They kind of need a long shot to get in, but it's possible. So, you guys could make the playoffs. As Flight connects with Debo on a great throw. Or that's Mike Evans. I forgot they had him. Since when did they... Oh, yeah, they traded for him from the Chargers. That's right. Eastmoose suspended for life. Yeah, I guess if any players defend anti-Semitism, that's a good reason to suspend them. If we're going to suspend our coaches for that, then we should suspend the players here too. He traded away Mike. Yes, he did. The Chargers were kind of tanking. They started the year off rough. They beat us 28-0 in the playoffs last year, though. So, can I DM you an idea? Sure. Here's a good throw up the middle. Look at Travis Flight go. He's played pretty well to end the year, giving the Niners some optimism that he can be the franchise quarterback. Eastmo has been surprisingly quiet. I mean, there's not really a place for him to be loud. He was banned. So, but yeah, I'm appreciative that he hasn't acted like a total child about it. Eastmoo didn't say anything anti-Semitic, just so I can clear it up. He didn't say that, but he defended the guy who did. He didn't specifically defend that, but he didn't, like, condone it, or how do I say? He didn't, like, I don't know how to describe it, but he defended the guy who say it for other reasons, but he also didn't, like, mention anything about that. And this was a string of things with Eastmoo, so it's not like this one thing is what got him banned, but it was more so like the straw that broke the camel's back. Hopefully that made sense. There's a flag. The Niners scored with Saquon Barkley. This one might be coming back, though. Could have been a hold. Yeah, they're showing one of the offensive linemen. I think it's a hold. Yeah, he didn't agree with him, but he was defending it because of, like, free speech and all that, which what I said is you can say whatever the hell you want. Freedom of speech exists, but freedom of consequences also exists. And by saying something, you have every right to say it, but you're not immune from the consequences of saying it. That O-line, Danny was talking all about it, just might have bloomed the game. They're out of timeouts. They need to take a shot for the end zone here. Why don't they run a play action? Who are you fooling? Okay, so they get out of bounds. That works, and they're going to have one play pretty much to win the game. The season on the line for both teams. It's not like either of them are eliminated or anything. Game on the line. Flight goes short. Okay, that works. It's not a touchdown, but they got the first and stopped the clock. You could run the ball here if you wanted to. You could go for a super quick throw because there's still 5 seconds left on the clock. You can run a pass play quickly and still have time for another play. That might be the move. Or not. This is it. And Travis Flight throws it away in the back of the end zone for Lord knows what reason. He pulled off the Mac Jones. Only difference is this game isn't important. But still, he pulled off the Mac Jones by throwing it away with the game on the line. And the Eagles get the win after all, 34-30. The Niners scored, but they had the penalty. They were able to run a number of plays, but couldn't get in. And Travis Flight makes a rookie mistake by throwing it in the back of the end zone. Travis is trying to help the tank, but the problem is the Niners don't have their draft pick. Somebody else has their pick. They're another one of the very bad teams who traded away their pick at the beginning of the year for Lord knows what reason. He traded his pick for Osa Odigizua and other stuff, but Osa Odigizua was the main part of the trade. So, yeah. Yeah, the Bills had the San Francisco pick. Travis Flight is an honorary Buffalo Bill, I guess. He did kind of outplay his fellow rookie quarterback Bryce Young, who had a Jameis Winston-esque stat line with a lot of yards, touchdowns, and interceptions. So the Eagles finish 8-9. Disappointing season for them, but I guess a good ending. Hurt the tank, though. While the Niners finished 5-12, but they did win 3 of their last 4, and Travis Flight played well to end the year. So there is some optimism for San Francisco, who actually has a lot of picks next year. Okay, so we've now gone through all the games that don't matter for anybody. I think we're going to do the Bengals and Oilers first because the other game is a little bit more important. Whereas for our game, are the Oilers in currently? They are not. Okay. So the Oilers still need some stuff to... Actually, no. The Oilers are still in with a win because the Bills play the Steelers. So if the Oilers win, they would pass the loser of this game. So, yeah, this is pretty much a win and in for the Oilers. And we are playing for seeding. We're going to try to keep the 2nd seed. I don't think we can move up to 1. Other teams can move up to 1, like Denver. Denver can move to 1, but not us, because the Texans beat us, and they're a game ahead. What happened to my game? We have not gone through your game yet. That'll probably be with the next batch of Simcast games. Siri, give me a number between 44 and 45. No, Siri... You're not listening. Give me a number between 44 and 45. 44. I think the Oilers are on the road. Yes. Yeah, the Texans game is important for NFC and AFC. That's why I put that game on the poll, because it's relevant for both teams. You guys are playing for seeding, and the Panthers are playing not just for seeding, but for a playoff spot overall. Can we simcast Colts and Gold? We're simcasting every game. We're just not doing it this second. If Cincy wins and the Orbits lose, I think I'm in regardless. I think you're probably right about that. So, welcome to the club. Hooday. Does Hooday sound good with the echo? I don't know. All right, so Crocker, your choices are white jerseys or blue jerseys, because Madden's lazy and does not have alternates. I'm pretty sure we've done the cool white jerseys twice, so we might change it up a little bit. Kind of feeling orange today. Orange or black? Do they have like an all black combo by chance? That would be cool. Yes, we're doing that. We're definitely doing that. All white, cool. All white versus all black. We might save all orange for the playoffs. So we've got our first watch game of the day. The 12-4 Bengals, winners of 9, I think, in a row, now have the longest win streak in the OFL, with the Monarchs losing this week. We'll be going up against the Houston Oilers. Win, and I believe they are in. Lose, and they are out. So it's pretty simple what they have to do today. They got to win this game. Beep. What's good, Nick? I guess I'm white for Black History Month now. The irony. I'm sad we lost. Why? You still the 1 seed. I get your win streak is over, but it's not like that big of a deal. All right, I'm going to plug in my secondary controller because it just died. So this way it'll have juice for the next time we pick jerseys for 2 teams. All right, now we're good. What has happened so far? So the Steamers beat Seattle in overtime. The Dreadnoughts beat the Monarchs. The Titans won with Matt Ariza at quarterback. And what was the game we just did? The Eagles beat the Niners because San Francisco had a penalty on their game-winning touchdown. So the 4 games that didn't matter for either team, for the most part, ended up being pretty interesting. Here's a look at the Bengals offense featuring Matt Corral. I'm still really not sure if I'm going to put him on the MVP race because his passer rating is pretty much league average, but all of his numbers are really good, and the team is 12-4. So I don't know if it's biased of me to put him on or not, but I guess his performance today will probably dictate if he's on the MVP ballot. And if we win, we get the 2 seed. I don't think Denver can pass us if we win, and we can't pass Houston. So if we win, we get 2. If we lose, we can still get 2, but we probably end up with 3 or maybe 4. Am I thinking about drafting a quarterback? Absolutely not. Matt Corral is our king. He is the real Tiger King. And I spoke way too soon. He gets picked off on the second play of the game by Marshawn Lattimore. We are off to a fantastic start with Matty C. But yeah, I'm riding the Matty C train all the way. I had an opportunity to get multiple elite quarterbacks within the last week, and I said no. Elite in terms of rating, not elite in terms of how they've played this year. Matt Corral's been better than both of the quote-unquote elite quarterbacks I've been offered. So here are the Oilers, led by Isaiah Thomas, possible Rookie of the Year candidate. He's not the only Rookie of the Year candidate on this offense. Look out for Calvin Mentor, the wide receiver out of Friends University. Who offered you QBs? I don't know if they want me to expose themselves, so I'm going to keep it quiet. Unless they want to. I offered everyone Herbo. Yeah, one of them was Justin Herbert. Corral's been a lot better than Herbert this year, and again, I'm riding with him until the wheels fall off. Was Justin Fields considered elite? No. Just no. You have your own right to do what you want. That's true, I do, but I also want to respect my trade negotiators just in case that they don't want to be revealed. I don't want them to lose leverage if they don't want to lose leverage. So, I'm going to be nice, and not expose them. Although one of them was Justin Herbert, and the Chargers are making it pretty clear he's available. So I'll expose that one because he's made it clear to everyone. Is the first playoff stream likely on Wednesday? I don't know. It'll be sometime this week, but I don't know exactly when. I often forget this team is Jonathan Taylor, but they do. They traded a lot for him, but they do. Here's a good play. Landon Dickerson is hurt. I feel like I'm playing an Eagles franchise game all over again, where Landon Dickerson and, of course, Josh Sweat got hurt seemingly every game. Yeah, they traded Nick Bosa and a lot of stuff for JT and a lot of stuff. There might have been like 20 separate things in the trade. It was ridiculous. JT gets nothing wrapped up. Who's 56? I don't know all my jersey numbers yet. Was that Baron Browning or BJ Ojolari? That didn't look like a face scan, so it's got to be one of those two. I want Kenneth Murray. No. I'll give Myles Garrett. Okay. Yeah. I'll trade Kenneth Murray in that case. But Kenneth Murray's good. He is superstar. So I kind of want to keep him. Unless I can get, Myles Garrett. Do the Orbits get eliminated if the Oilers win? Probably. I don't know if they get officially eliminated, but they have less margin for error, put it that way. The Oilers are 8-8, so they're a game behind. Yeah, why don't we just take a look at this here? So, no, the Orbits don't get eliminated because if they win and the Steelers win, then they would be tied with you. And I don't remember the tiebreaker with you and the Orbits. So, I guess if you have the tiebreaker over them, then yeah, they would be eliminated. Actually, no. No, because they'd have a better record. Because you're both 8-8. So let's say hypothetically we win this game, the Steelers beat the Bills, and the Orbits beat whoever they play, I forget. The Orbits would get 7 and the Steelers would get 6. I think. In one of my sims, Matt Corral threw for like 13 touchdowns. 13 in a game? That sounds reasonable. I have slow receivers. I have Jamison Williams. I don't think my receivers are slow. In one of my Madden sims, Uchenna Nwosu had 24 sacks. Why can't he do that here? That would be nice. Back to work. If he shows draft picks at the end and anyone wants to be a homie sending a screenshot, I'd appreciate it. The Orbits play the Ravens. They should win that game. I saw Boye Mafe get 30 sacks. That's like, how does that happen? I don't even think I've seen Von Miller get 30 sacks. And Von Miller is ridiculous in this game. Can we try to run the ball, please? Or that works too. Shout out JMO. But can we try to get the ground game going? Joe Mixon's been playing really well recently. He won Player of the Week the last time we watched the Bengals, which was when we beat the Steelers in like week 14, I think. I don't think I've ever seen Micah Parsons get 30. I've seen him get a lot. Von Miller, I don't think I've seen him get 30, but he's definitely been close. And he's close here. He is at least like 25-ish. What offense do I run? I run the Bucks. I need more speed. I have the fastest receiver in the game. I have speed. T. Higgins and Rashad Bateman are also pretty fast. If I was a girl, would I be a length or a girth person? I would be a Matt Corral person. He's 1 yard shy of being 6'9" with 69 yards. That's my quarterback. Now he's less than 69 as we run a screen on third down for Lord knows what reason. Hector's asking the most important questions. I've seen Von Miller get 11.5 sacks in about 5 or 6 games. Yeah, that sounds like him. As Octavius Gamius, the Oregon kicker, makes the kick. So now it's 3-3. They score. We score. Washington kicker, my rear end. Bengals have 10 passes and 1 rush. Yeah, I don't like that. I want Joe Mixon to eat. He's played well in watch games when we give him the ball. We just have to, consistently give him the ball. So... Isaiah Thomas heaves up a prayer downfield. Should have been intercepted, but that works too. Looks like they're going to run the ball here. The Bengals appear to be stacking the box. The run defense, they're throwing it. Okay, scratch that. Isaiah Thomas goes downfield, and it's incomplete once again. Joe Mixon has a tummy ache, so he cannot eat, unfortunately. Well, you know what? This is the last game of the regular season. We're playing for the 2 seed. Toughen up, champ. Okay? Get your big boy pants on and play like a man. Joe Mixon, you're going to be hungry today, and you're going to eat today, whether you like it or not. I have James Bradbury. I have Trent McDuffie. I have multiple good rookies. I have, what's-his-face? Jalen Petrie in the slot. So, yeah, I think my corners are good. And Joe Mixon's eating now. Octi forcing players to play through sickness. No wonder Joe Mixon doesn't want to come back. It didn't accept my contract offer, even though his interest was in the green. Maybe that explains a lot. You're sounding like a grandmother. 3-3 is your score after the first quarter. I have Trent McDuffie, who not only got destroyed in the Super Bowl, but check his finger. He's got a ring on it. So who's the real winner? Joe Mixon, future gold legal. I don't think I would let Joe Mixon go if my life depended on it. So I don't think that's going to happen. Joe Mixon should eat me. That sounds like a good idea. He'd have more power. Yeah, I have not done re-signings for anyone yet. You're not alone. I'm 99% sure I can still negotiate contracts in the playoffs. So that's what I will be doing. So nobody got their re-signings. I didn't have time to do it beforehand. Would I franchise tag him? Yes, he's going to be my #1 franchise tag candidate if I don't bring him back, which I think I will. I mean, his interest is in the green. He should accept. And that way, Jalen Petrie, the only other super key guy who I have not been able to extend, he'd be my franchise tag guy. And I haven't offered my guys for the second stage of contracts yet. So just like everybody else, I have not done my own re-signings for stage 2. Joe Mixon would have so much speed if he ate me. What if Mixon requests to trade? He's going to be held hostage. I'm just not going to trade him. I'm going to make him be a big boy and suck it up. I drafted you with a top 40 pick over Aaron Donald. You're going to be here and you're going to like it. I might have done, if you sent the re-signings in before the last stream, I've done them. But if you have modified them or sent them in for the first time within the last 2 to 3 days, I haven't done those. So if you already did your re-signings a while back, I did them. Mixon trades himself. I don't know if that's possible. Third and 10. We're kind of in field goal range. I think Octavius can make it from 48, but I would rather get 7 here. Don't throw it to Joe. God damn it, Matt. Oh, flag! If it's a holding, I swear, do not be a hold. Jesus Christ, it's a hold. So what do we do here? I think they should accept it. Okay, thanks for handing us 3 points for free. I'll take it. The 46 is no gimme, but he should make it. Yes, Oregon's finest splits the uprights, and it's now 6-3. When I did my re-signings, it was before I signed Carr. So, oh yeah, I can show you that. Mixon becomes a GM and fires me. I don't know if that's possible. Because I'm the coach, but I am also the entire team. So, you can't fire the entire team, unfortunately. I wanted Trey Smith. Well, you ain't getting him. You can get Quentin Nelson, though. Unfortunately, he sucks, but you can get him. So the Bengals lead 6-3, our first lead of the day. Trying to get the win streak up to double digits before the playoffs. You don't have to re-sign Mason Rudolph. Do you? Mixon hacks into Octi's phone and trades himself. If he figures out how to do that, then he can just go at that point. If he cares that much to go somewhere else, what is a better situation for him than the Bengals? I say that now, and when we lose by 20 in the divisional round, there's going to be like a clear answer. Although I think this team has what it takes to go all the way. We've done well in the sim. We've done well and watched. Although both of our wins were in overtime, we still won against good teams. Mixon becomes owner, fires me, and changes Octavius' school back to Washington. If he does that, then I might just delete OFL because Octavius is from Oregon. Joe Mixon becomes the commissioner and disbands the Bengals. And what happens to me? Am I just like Thanos snapped out of the league? How much do you think you would get if you traded Quentin Nelson? I honestly don't know. I wouldn't trade him for free. Nice throw. Who's supposed to cover him? Is that McDuffie? I think that's McDuffie. Rats. Isaiah Thomas is 6 for 8 with 68 yards. I thought that was a 9 for a second. So both quarterbacks were so close to being 6 for 9 with 69 yards today. And Jonathan Taylor's in the zone. I'll nuke Joe Mixon from my shed. Thank you, Denmark. I appreciate it. That's exactly what we need. Then who's going to play running back for me? After all that, do I have to start Isaiah Spiller? I don't really want to do that. With all due respect to Isaiah Spiller. Yeah, the Jets got a 2 and a 4. Quentin Nelson's so good in terms of his rating. Nice touchdown. Is that Michael Meyer? Probably. Yep. I think I could get more. I think somebody would give up more. But he also hasn't, earned it. And I feel like that could get vetoed. Because it's not like Quentin Nelson's value, if this was real life, would have gone up since I got him. Although he has been playing well lately. So, depending on how he plays in the playoffs, that could change. Although if he plays really well in the playoffs, I might just want to keep him. Although I think his contract is up after next year. And I don't really want to pay an offensive lineman. But we'll see. He's available, put it that way. You can trade for Dobbins. I would rather have mid who's already on my team than mid who's not on my team. SGYT slides in at running back. Do you have good power back ratings? Do you have a high brake tackle and a high truck? You cheaped me. How did I cheat? Quentin Nelson stinks. First of all, I'm trying to get the best possible trade for me, not the best possible trade for both of us. I feel like I went over that in the last stream. People should care about their own team before caring about the other team they're negotiating for. And then second of all, he's been awful for me. So, it's not like that trade has worked out as I hoped. Imagine how good our biracial baby would look. I don't even know what to say to that. Our? What does that imply? Bro thinks he's on the team. I DM'd Octi to ask for a running back and end with a left end. I don't even know if I wanted to trade Isaiah Spiller. Yeah, I want a decent backup in case Mixon gets hurt or something. Or in case, he overrides the entire league and takes over the team. Which apparently is possible now. Who between you and the Steelers is the tiebreaker? Did you guys play the Steelers this year? I don't know if you guys played each other. If it comes to that, we'll look before we sim. We've got a minute and a half and all 3 timeouts. No excuse to not score a touchdown and take the lead. He didn't play Pittsburgh. Okay, so what's the next tiebreaker for a wild card spot? Is it in conference? Let me check. I Googled this the other day trying to figure out one of the tiebreakers for winning the division. Here, let's check. It's either in conference or, the record against likewise opponents. Head-to-head, best win-loss percentage in games played within the conference. There you go. So whoever has the best interconference record between... Nice roughing the passer, that's nice. Whoever has the best interconference record between the Steelers and the Orbits would have the tiebreaker. Y'all recorded something without me. True dat. It's uploading right now. Is it done uploading? It is fun. So I guess I'll make it public after the stream here. Can we get a JMO deep bomb? I would like that too. Can't really do that at the 9, but I would like that. You should upload OFL highlights on YouTube. That'd be fun as like shorts. That's not a bad idea. 3rd and 7. Why did we throw it into triple coverage when T. Higgins was like wide open in the flat? We should have maybe given him the ball. So the Oilers are going to hold on to their lead, and they still have time. They have over a minute and 2 timeouts, so they could score again. Let's go Oilers. What? Please upload the Hail Mary versus Nick as a short. I think I might know what I'm doing after this stream. Yeah, you guys do get the ball because Corral threw the interception to start the game. So that's not ideal. The Oilers who are winning are going to have back-to-back drives now. Please don't. I will, and you're going to like it. I wonder how many views that short would get. My last short that I uploaded onto TikTok has how many views now? It is a lot. Let me see. What's the number now? 21.6K. It's gotten like 10K in the last day. I don't know how that happened because I uploaded it a week ago. Oh, it's intercepted! 20. Who's 20? Is that Trayvon Merrick? He is so good. He has been awesome this year. Upload Mac Jones throwing it away. Why is it HST for the Oilers? I think because the Houston Texans are HOU, the game wants to have something different, which is kind of stupid. But I guess you need something to differentiate them from the Texans. Corral's slinging it here. Can we, like, try something short? We don't need to take a shot for the end zone right now. We don't need to get that aggressive. Which, yeah, it was the three-point contest video. It did really well early on, and then within the last day, it's gotten, like, 10,000 views for TikTok. For YouTube, I think it's only at a couple thousand, which is similar to what the first short did, right? Yeah, for the YouTube short, the three-point contest is only at 1.7. I think I'm rooting for the Bengals. Yeah, a Bengals win helps you guys because it gives you more margin for error. More so because of the Oilers losing, but welcome to the bandwagon. Morig, the former New York Jet, was he on your team last year? I know he was on Baltimore at one point. But yeah, you drafted defensive backs every other round, so that would make sense. Corral hit as he throws, could have been intercepted. Can we just run the ball? It's 3rd and inches. I don't care if you don't score on this play. Just give the ball to Joe. Please? Why? Give the ball to Joe. What are we doing? Give the ball to Joe. It's not that hard. My goodness. You have the video of over 200K. Even I don't have that. The Sonics Episode 1 is the most popular video I've ever had. I think it's at like 120 or 130K. 116K, yeah. So even I've never had that. This is why Joe is not staying. Yeah, because our offensive coordinator is a brain-dead moron. But at least we're winning. So I'll take it. We've scored 4 times today. They're all field goals. Shout out to Octavius for being 4 for 4 in the first half. But can we, like, find the end zone, please? Him and Kyle Hamilton. Yeah, it's a nice little duo. And Kyle Hamilton's a Defensive Player of the Year candidate here. Or at least he is according to the game. I don't know if he'll be on our final ballot. Maybe. What games are we simcasting next? I'm not sure yet. We'll decide that after this game. Yeah, my offensive coordinator might be Greg Roman and Joe Lombardi put together. Although at least we're moving down the field and scoring. But it'd be nice to score touchdowns. So the Oilers are just running the clock out. So it's been a weird first half. We lead 12-10. Our offense has had no problem getting yardage. It's just about A, scoring touchdowns, and B, actually trying to run the ball. The Oilers start with it in the second half with their season on the line. So we'll see if they can clutch up and get that playoff spot. When we go over stats, I'll make a short list for award players. I would appreciate that. That would actually save me quite a bit of time. So Do I know who Peyton Graham is? I've definitely seen that name before. I'm pretty sure that's a real person. He was our second-round pick this year. Okay, yeah, I knew I recognized that name. So, yeah, he's a real person. Second for Rookie of the Year. He's him. He's an Al Avila draft pick, so I guess he can only be so good. But, nice. Think we should sim your game before the Bills and Steelers because it'll make the game mean more? Yeah, that's fine. This is so much better than Joe Lombardi. Is it? I mean, we've ran a number of screens that didn't work, which is Joe Lombardi-esque. Why is no one in VC the one stream I can do it? I don't know. That's a good question. If I lose to the Ravens, I'm going to cry. I think the Ravens are going to cry too. Can we simcast Cougars Jets after this so I can watch before I have to go? Yeah, that's fine. Have they said if the lottery is in MLB The Show 23? They announced the day that they're announcing the features. I don't remember what day it is. Here, I can probably find it on Google. March 9th. Why are they saving franchise for the end? So they already did Diamond Dynasty, and they're doing Road to the Show this week. So March 9th, I think, is next. Let me see. It's not this Thursday, but the following one. So a little bit less than 2 weeks. I don't know why they're saving franchise for the end. Why do they have to, like, torture us? Does that mean franchise is good and they're trying to save best for last? We can hope. As we get the stop. So remember when the Oilers got the ball, it was 10-9. They were winning, and they were about to have back-to-back drives. Well, now those back-to-back drives have ended, and they're losing. What are the odds of that? So the Bengals get the ball back with the lead. Can we please score a touchdown here, by chance? Please? I was her a few days ago. You were her, and now you're him. Just like Matt Corral. Him. Bengals put away drive time. Even with a touchdown, I don't think it'd be putting the game away. We'd only be up by 9 or 10. No, we're not going for 2. That'd be stupid. So we'd be up by 9. As Corral's rocked in the pocket by Eric Stokes and friends. EA should take notes from the show if franchise is good. Yeah, I agree. Hopefully EA is paying attention. 2nd and 14, Corral chucks up a prayer downfield. He has J-Mo open. Did we not go over this the last time we watched the Bengals? If Jamison Williams is wide open, don't underthrow him. Come on, Matty. You know better than that. He has thrown a lot of, like, really tough balls today into coverage. He trusts his receivers, but it's mostly backfired. What company makes the show? San Diego Studios does. What are some candidates for Meme of the Year? I was trying to think of this earlier today. What are the best candidates? I often forget what happened at the beginning of the year. Obviously, Frank Jones, I feel like, has to be in there. That's the first one that comes to mind. Matt Corral wouldn't have underthrown it if I was the receiver. Because you're not as fast as J-Mo. J-Mo was too fast on that play. DJ Reed, yeah, that's not a bad one. The Games impersonation, that's a good one too. Justin Fields being horrible. Really, some of the... Matt Ariza winning a game today is going to be on the list. That's a funny one. I woke up at 3 p.m. today. That sounds like a concern. And I thought I got up late. Put me in Meme of the Year. For what? I don't know, but Hector is Hector. Well, you already have a Meme of the Year. You don't need another one. Are we going to get a what a punt? Ooh, what a punt! Down at the 3. I don't know who your punter is, but he just made a nice play. Little John, Danny. I think Little John would be associated with DJ Reed. And then, yeah, we could find something that Danny specifically did because he's probably got a few things that qualify for Meme of the Year. Trevor Lawrence, 7-pick stream is one of them. And along with that, Stephon Gilmore having 3.5 is a good one. I woke up at 2 p.m. yesterday, so you're regressing. We need progress. It's about improvement. A few days ago, I woke up at 6. Yeah, that's not a good thing. That's not good, but... Your QB carousel is outside looking in. There have been a few QB carousels. Maybe the games trading for Aaron Rodgers after he tried to sign him and didn't because he didn't have enough money, and then proceeding to win 14 games. Another good one is EA messing up the depth charts all the time and the playbooks, and we had to do that whole thing that one stream where I had to switch everybody's playbooks around. That's not a bad one. Your brother keeps waking you up at 6 a.m. Well, that sounds like a skill issue. At least we're trying to get Joe the ball. It's kind of working. Not on that play. Second and 10, another sack, this time by Bradley Chubb. His second. The constant trade. Maybe the game's forgetting his draft picks at every turn is not a bad one. The trading of 7th-round picks during the draft. Yeah, that's not a bad one either. There were some weird trades. J-Mo overran the defender. You're not catching him. Matt Corral does not underthrow him, and this time it results in a touchdown. That's why I drafted Jameson Williams in the 3rd round, kids, for plays like that. Too easy. 22 miles an hour. Yeah, that guy can move. I am speed. That's JMO's, thing. I'm drafting JMO in every fantasy league next year, except for the ones that I'm in, because he's mine. JMO got the ball 3 times this year in real life. 2 of them went for touchdowns, and the other one went for 40. So, he did not have a consistent role once he came back from injury, but whenever he got the ball, it went for at least 40 yards. So he's going to be nice with a real role. I'm progressing. I usually go to sleep at 4, but now I'm going to sleep at 12. Progress. That's good. Improvement. I hope I'm as fast as JMO. Well, JMO has at least 98 speed, maybe 99. So. Will JMO be him in real life? I sure hope so. I could get used to some Anthony Richardson to Jameson Williams bombs. That'd be fun. That sounds like a fun idea. Put me in the NFL. I'm tracking down JMO like I'm DK Metcalf and he's Buda Baker. Yeah, here's the thing. Buda Baker's good, but he don't have JMO speed. Put it that way. Isaiah Thomas now takes a shot downfield. He might have got that. He did. But he was out of bounds. Wow, he made the throw, too. But he just couldn't keep the feet in. And this time he throws it away. As of the last time you showed draft picks, I don't have the games first. Are you guys supposed to have the games first? I can fix that if you are. A sack from Chase Young and company, and that'll wrap up the 3rd. The Bengals appear to be in the driver's seat as we lead 19-10 and are about to get the ball back. I have this 2024 first from the Evan Neal deal, and this is the 2024 draft, so yeah, I can fix that. Yeah, that whole trade was like wild. The games could have signed him. Well, I guess everybody gave him the 7-year player-friendly offer, so it's not like it's the game's fault. Tyquan Thornton ran like a 4... So he ran something fast, and JMO couldn't run because he tore his knee in the national championship game. Obviously, that kind of sucks, but in hindsight, if he doesn't tear his knee, he's not a Lion. So... But yeah, if he was able to run, he would have ran something filthy. What if I gave him a 7-year very... I meant to say very player-friendly. That's what everybody offered, including me. Because it was, like, really cheap for somebody of his caliber, with his age and his dev. Didn't I give a Chris Truvler a 7-year very... I don't remember. I've offered a lot of contracts in this game. I do not remember. Pat's drafting a fast receiver. They could use it. Wink, wink. Moment of silence for Byron. Why would we need a moment of silence? It's not like he died. Jesus. Byron Jones is fine. It's just that he's like... He's injured. JMO outruns me even if he had a torn ACL. That's probably true. Will this free agency class be not trash? I guess it depends on how many players are re-signed. This is the free agency where the second-round picks in fantasy drafts have their contracts up, but if your teams are smart, you should be able to bring those guys back. We have not, because Joe Mixon is like a hater, but he'll be back. Unless he, again, overthrows the league, which I don't think is possible. It's not Streveler. It's Streveler. It's the same thing. He's a 55 overall. It doesn't matter. You traded your second-round pick, so then you don't have to worry about paying him. Unless you, like, got a player drafted in the second round of the fantasy draft back. I don't know what he is, but I know he's not good. Put it that way. We should punt the ball. Don't kick. Please don't kick. Please don't kick. Why are we kicking? It's from 60. I don't want to see Octavius miss. Don't put him back in the game with good field position. Punt the ball. I think that had the distance, actually. He didn't make it. I think it was wide to the right. But I think he had the distance from nearly 60. Doesn't matter. 57 with 87 speed. So he's basically like Daniel Jones, but without having that dog in him. Noodle leg made it from 59. Or he had the distance. He didn't make it. So now the Oilers have really good field position and a real shot to get back in the game. Simcast me. I meant VC with me. If other people want to join, I'll join. At least Streveler isn't asking for $45 million a year. I would hope not if he's a backup. Daniel Jones has that dog in him. What is the Daniel Jones slander? He should not want $45 million a season, but he has a dog in him. He's worse than Kirk Cousins, but Kirk Cousins does not have that dog in him. So it like evens out. Daniel Jones is a worse passer than Jimmy G and can run. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I mean, Jimmy G's not a bad passer. Jimmy G does not have that dog in him either. Although it looks like Isaiah Thomas does on this drive because they're getting close to the end zone. How does Kirk Cousins have multiple dogs? Kirk Cousins, when it's dark outside, is like not good. So what? You can win a 1 o'clock game against the Cardinals. Good for you, Kirk. Now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure they barely beat the Cardinals this year. Although I could be wrong. But Kirk Cousins has 0 dog. Win a game that matters, Kirk. I know he has a couple of playoff wins, but even so. I don't even know if I'd say Daniel Jones is a top 10 runner. I would say he's probably top 5. He can move. Good stop. J.J. Watt and friends with the pressure. They're going to kick. This isn't a horrible decision because it would make them only down by 6. So, I kind of get it. If you're that close, I feel like you should just go for it. But I get it a little bit. Can we agree that Herbo has that dog in him? Yeah. I think he has that dog in him. The Eagles beat us by... That was the Cameron Dicker game, wasn't it? Dicker the kicker? And the Vikings by 7. To be fair, Minnesota barely beat everybody they played against. But, yeah, that'd be because Kirk Cousins has no dog. Justin Jefferson, Merchant. Time to win the game. Of course, we're throwing the ball when we should be chewing the clock. Matt Amendola missed the kick, but didn't Cameron Dicker hit like a big kick in that game when Jake Elliott was hurt? Thank you for running the ball. All right, that brings us to the 2-minute warning. I do not care we're 7 yards out. Run the ball. Make them burn a timeout. Yeah, Minnesota got stomped by us late in the year, and when we played them in Minnesota back in week 3, back when we were a bad team, we should have won that game too. But Dan Campbell made some stupid calls. Okay, that's what I expected on that play. We ran it, make them burn a timeout, but their offense now is a real shot to take the lead. Our defense has been good today, but got to get one more stop. But what a punt here would be helpful. What a punt. Down at the 4. Johnny Hecker makes a play, and the Oilers are going to need 96 yards. They have the time to do it. They have 2 timeouts and a minute 46. They have enough time. This is the Oilers season on the line right here. If they score a touchdown, they're probably going to the playoffs. If they don't score, then they're not going to the playoffs. So it's pretty simple. Giants are the best team to ever exist. The same Giants who lost by 30 in the divisional round, those Giants? Yeah, I heard they're fantastic. If you're the Giants GM sitting at your desk, Daniel Jones walks in and says, I want $45 million a year, what are you doing? I'm giving him the franchise tag. Can't let him go, but that's too much money for a very unproven player. Sure, Daniel Jones could be good again and improve his value, but like by how much? What, he's going to ask for $50 million? Wow, big difference. 4th and 8, incomplete. And that's your ball game. We might score again. We shouldn't just kneel the ball. Okay, yeah, we're just going to kneel the ball. So this game is over. The Bengals have won 10 in a row. We are officially the 2 seed in the AFC, bearing some funny business. And the Oilers are eliminated from postseason contention. They had a good season after being the worst team in the league in the sim year. Gotta give them credit for winning 8 games, but they will not be headed to the playoffs. This gives more margin for error for teams like Orlando, Buffalo, the Steelers, and the Raiders. So for all 4 of those teams, you're welcome. And you know how you can repay us? By not beating us in the first round. Whoever ends up being 7. Overall, Matt Corral was not great. I was kind of disappointed with Matty C. He wasn't horrible, but I wasn't very impressed. Isaiah Thomas was pretty mediocre. He wasn't horrible. He had some good throws, but he was not great. Joe Mixon did not play very well. At least we got him the ball in the second half, but he wasn't very good. J-Mo was good, though. He had a long touchdown. Should have had another one. Oilers go 8-9. Good year. Eagles go 8-9. Disappointing. Yeah, because expectations are different. The Eagles were supposed to be good this year. The Oilers were not supposed to be good. That was Nick Cross with the interception. Okay, I didn't realize it was. I thought it was Trayvon Merrick, but Nick Cross is cool too. All right, let's take another look at the Simcast games next. Isaiah Thomas now a 79. What was he drafted as? Like a 75? You guys went 4. Oh, you guys did have the number 2 pick. Oh. I forgot the Eagles were that bad last year. I guess you're right. I guess 8-9 isn't really that bad. Okay. Then that's my fault. So which game do we want to start with? I know the Cougars coach said he would have to go. So we'll start with the Cougars and the Jets. Siri, give me a number between... Oh, wait, no. For Simcast games, we're doing the home team. I'm stupid. So that's the Jets. That's racist against Mexicans. Sure. So if the Cougars win, they're going to the playoffs, and if they lose, then they're probably not. For all the teams in the NFC South fighting for a spot, San Antonio, Mexico City, Carolina, you guys are Jets fans today. Good start for Chicago, the reigning OFL Bowl champs. Very low-scoring game so far. The Jets answer. I'm always a Jets fan. Well, now you have another reason to root for the Jets. Okay, we're going to go slower. This game looks pretty good. Jets are getting close. Can they punch it in? 3rd and goal. Touchdown for... I didn't even realize the Jets had Chase Claypool, who originally was on the Cougars. It's the Chase Claypool revenge game. I forgot he was on the Jets. Okay, this is good. We should hop in. I am back. What happened? Despite Matt Corral playing pretty mediocre, we still won. Yeah, Eliezer Alfonso is on the Tigers. I don't think he's that great of a prospect in real life, but he is. As Derek Carr nearly fumbles it, John Franklin Myers with a strip sack. Mason Rudolph legacy drive. Legacy of what? The Cougars season on the line. If the Cougars win, you're not out. If you win, no matter what happens, if the Golden Eagles win, you're probably good. You need multiple things to happen for you not to get in. But a Cougars loss would be helpful. Big play after the catch on 3rd down by Kadarius Toney. That'll keep the drive going. They have no reason to rush it or go out of bounds. All right, as I say that, Josh Jacobs goes out of bounds. Derek Carr's playing well. Wow, good numbers. I still wouldn't have cut Russell Wilson, but Derek Carr's playing well. I don't want to play the Commanders. Well, in that case, yeah, you should be rooting for the Jets. As Carr is sacked on 2nd down. I don't know who that was. Was that Bryce Hall? That looked like the nickel corner. I assume that'd be Bryce Hall. 3rd and 7. They're going to run the ball with Jacobs, so they want the Jets to burn a timeout and kick the field goal. Interesting strategy. So the Jets will get the ball back, only down by 2, assuming they make the kick. And don't fake it, which would be kind of idiotic. All right, the kick is good, and I almost said the Jets. The Cougars lead 23-21. But the Jets have time, and all they need is a field goal. Can they play spoiler? Can we simcast my game next? Sure. Hector technically called dibs, but, Hector's game is a little more important. We can wait a little longer. It's me and you. Actually, wouldn't it be you two, the Panthers, and the Dreadnoughts against the world? Because you all need the Jets to win. As they start with a penalty, that's a flying start for the Jets. All right, is Mason Rudolph the real deal? He's 3-0 as a starter, trying to make it 4-0. Jets, they only have 1 timeout. I thought they had 2. Mason Rudolph's numbers today are pretty bleh. Rudolph lobs it up. Pass interference on the defense. There was some grabbing. Automatic 1st down with field position and stopping the clock. And it's Jair Alexander called for the flag. Wow. That's a game changer. They're now not very far away from field goal range. Who is the Jets kicker? I don't know, but he better be getting ready. And it's intercepted. The Cougars are going to win the game. Mason Rudolph chokes it. Who's 29? I don't know. Sean Murphy Bunting picks it off. And with that, the Chicago Cougars, bearing Madden's stupidity, are headed back to the playoffs. Mason Rudolph playing for the Jets draft pick that they don't own. Another kneel down from Derek Carr, and that'll do it. The Cougars win it. Derek Carr played well after the surprise cut of Russell Wilson, but can Carr keep it going in the playoffs? Well, we'll get to find out because they are going to the playoffs. So Cougars and Lions fans can rejoice because it helps the Lions draft picks. Derek Carr was very good. Mason Rudolph, not so much. As usual, the Jets disappoint you. At least you're used to it. Josh Jacobs was solid, although he was outplayed by Breece Hall. He had himself a day. Kadarius Toney had that big play late in the game. Sean Murphy Bunting had 2 interceptions. Wow. And there's DJ Reed. Hi, DJ. He had 9 tackles. That would mean he probably allowed a lot of catches. But at least he did a good job tackling. Derek Carr apparently is him. All right, so we'll do Dallas next. They play New England. I think in Dallas, right? Yeah. Yeah, you guys have Brandon Cooks. I think. Have we done the Broncos game? We have not. We're going to save that closer to the end because that's one of the games where both teams are important. Is that your pet? Yeah, one of the pigs are squeaking in the back. I said dibs. Dibs doesn't exist. I run the show. I'm picking the order. I have picked, I have real, oinking pigs, totally. That's exactly, I have 3 large pigs in my room, totally. And I kill them to eat sausage, totally. That's exactly what happens. Like a sausage pig or a guinea pig. Do sausage pigs make noise? That's my hint. This game's actually kind of good. Okay, hold on. 4th and 5. They only get 5, so Dallas should be good. They score on the very next play. J.K. Dobbins puts them ahead. So Dallas played really well to end the year. They're now 8-9, assuming they hold on, which they will. If only Dallas didn't suck through the first 13 weeks, then they could have been good. But nonetheless, a good win for Dallas to end the year. I think this means New England officially finishes in 4th place in the AFC. They do get to host a playoff game, but they have not looked all that sharp to end the year. So if I'm a wild card team, I would way rather play in New England as opposed to Denver or Cincinnati or Houston. But that's kind of unlikely. The Texans are probably going to get 1. Both quarterbacks were pretty mid. Josh Allen has not played all that well to end the year. Nick Chubb with a typical 8.5 yards per carry. Normal day in the office for him. In case you guys didn't know, Nick Chubb is pretty good. Word on the street. Are the Colts good? They're 7-9, so they're not horrible, but they are out of playoff contention. All right, what game are we going to do next? Let's do the Rams. We'll do the Rams. I didn't say you guys were next. Did I? I don't think so. So the Rams are playing for seeding. They can go as high as 2. They'll be 2 or 3, them and the Commanders. If the Rams lose, then I think the Commanders cannot go lower than 2. Yeah, and London's clinched 1. So if the Rams lose, they're not going to lose. Yeah, no, they're good. Okay, so this means the Commanders have to win, which they're playing Detroit, so they should. Holy blowout. Remember when Oklahoma City was 3-0? Remember they were good? I miss those days. The Rams with a dominant win, 44-10 over Oklahoma City. Dak Prescott was good. C.J. Stroud was not. Cooper Kupp played well. Again, shocker. Extra point by... Do they have Chris? Yeah, they do. They have Big Chris. Whose name we will not say. All right, since we're on the subject of the NFC 2 seed, we might as well do the Commanders next. So we'll do a quick little switcheroo for Justin Fields. Could you send me the sliders? Here are the sliders. This is with all Madden simulation difficulty. Are the Cougars locked in at 6? No. I think they can pretty much still finish anywhere because it depends. Actually, I don't think they can go lower than 6 if they're already 6. But the 5th seed is 9 and 7, so you guys could jump up to 5, which is a big deal because the difference between the 3 seed and the 4 seed in the NFC is pretty big. I would way rather play the winner of the NFC South than the Rams or the Commanders. What pick will the Nighthawks pick be? Probably a little bit outside of the top 10. Like in the 12 range. What is Justin Fields' rating at running back? That's my next question. 76. That's about as good as he is at quarterback. Cooper Rush gets to start today. They're 6 and 11. I thought they were 7 and 10. I guess not. So maybe that is top 10. Oh, yeah, it is. Currently, that's like 7 or 8. So, yeah, I guess more like bottom of the top 10 rather than 12. The Cooper Rush agenda. Is that a real agenda? Well, apparently it is now. I'm about to trade for Fields to stop the slander. What if I already have a deal in place for Justin Fields? If I win, do I stay at 7? Oh, you guys need another quarterback. You know what? We'll make it easy. I have an idea. Watch and learn. Eric Gray, you're going to play backup quarterback. I assume this is okay with you, Shiesty. You guys already have the number 1 pick. You have literally nothing to play for. So, I assume this is fine. Can we just get to the offs? We kind of have a whole playoff run to get through, so that's kind of important. Did I make Fields a start? I did. Yeah, but since I edited running back, the game probably switched all of running back. I guarantee it. I can read EA like a book. What if Eric Gray has to play? Then, well, he's going to play. Yep, EA did switch it. I know this game all too well. And I can switch everybody after the game. That's fine. Or off camera, or whatever. At the playoffs. So that sounds like a skill issue. Maybe you should have gotten in. A's beat the Diamondbacks 12-7. That's impressive that the A's scored 12 runs. I didn't know they would score 12 runs in all of spring training. All right, how many points are the Commanders going to win by? 50? 40? 30? 0? If the Lions win this game, I swear. Okay, Washington should be good. Lions are making it a game. 38-21. Yeah, Washington's fine. The Lions keep it close, but Washington gets the job done. So with that, Washington is officially the 2 seed in the NFC, while the Commanders are officially, obviously the Commanders are 2, and the Rams are officially 3. Cooper Rush. I don't think Justin Fields has ever had a game this good all year. Cooper Rush. Justin Fields was pretty bad. Wow, he can't even play running back. Here come all the people who are like, Justin Fields is a running back. You see what happens when he's a running back? He sucks there. Brandon Ayuk continues to be him. Nice amount of yards for Zay Flowers. All right, what game are we going to do next? Do we just want to knock out the NFC playoffs? Do we want to get the 3 NFC South games done? And just get them over with and figure out who the NFC playoff picture is going to be? Is that what we want to do? San Antonio? Mexico? Who's the other game? Minnesota still has a shot at the playoffs. I forgot about them. Why don't we do Minnesota first? Yeah, they played the Chargers. I forgot about Minnesota. They still have an outside shot. New short idea. Put Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, and Justin Fields at running back. That's honestly kind of intriguing. I've only done 2K shorts so far. I certainly want to add to Madden, and then once MLB The Show comes out, I want to do some experiments there too. But that's kind of a fun idea. So the Vikings have to win this game if they want to stay alive. Now, even if they win, there's a chance they still don't get in. So things are not looking good for Minnesota, but the only way they can guarantee that they at least have a shot is with a win today. The Chargers are not great, and they're starting multiple backups to help the tank. They're one of the few bad teams who actually kept their draft pick. So salute to Candy, and now Kevin. Do a basketball GM short video. I'm trying to do shorts that get views. I'm trying to grow my channel. The 3-point video grew the TikTok, so you see here, I'm trying to get views while creating something funny. Okay, we're going to go slower here. Does Minnesota has the ball. Can they convert? They don't. So I say we hop in. Why do the Chargers have a new stadium? This isn't SoFi, is it? This is not SoFi. This looks like... Yeah, this looks like the traditional... Oh, because they moved to San Diego. I'm an idiot. I forgot they moved to San Diego. Yeah, obviously they don't have the same stadium. Jeez. Who is the Chargers quarterback? I don't know. I would have liked for us to be able to see it on the stat thing, but because Chris Lindstrom is hurt, we can't. So I do not know who this is. Can someone just not get hurt on this play? That's all I ask. Jimmy Garoppolo. Okay. I'm still used to rooting for the Vikings. Like, I have no reason to care who wins this game, but I'm still not used to the Vikings not being my team yet. I guess because this is the first time we've watched them. Shorts is how you grow your channel because the YouTube algorithm loves them even though they kind of suck. Yeah, pretty much. How did you own the Vikings left, OFL? I don't think that was true. You traded your best player to the Vikings, your rival, for pennies. Garoppolo tried to take a shot for the end zone, but he's sacked by Marcus Davenport. Now the Chargers are out of timeouts. Bet it's the same guy who started for the Chiefs in the last season of OFL 22. That's right, because they lost Josh Allen, who signed with the Bison. Who did the Chiefs start that year? I don't remember. It was probably one of the young guys. Are they going to have enough time for another play? Oh, yeah, because it's incomplete. But that was kind of stupid by Garoppolo. Set it for the end zone, damn it. You didn't sweep me once. I feel like I did. I definitely did. Why are you throwing it up the middle of the field, stupid? Is Jimmy Garoppolo trying to help the tank? I guess so. The Minnesota Vikings stay alive. They are now 9-8, so this gives less margin for error for the NFC South teams like Carolina, Mexico City, and San Antonio. Hello, Danny. Welcome in. How you doing? Both quarterbacks were pretty blunt. Tua was so good at the beginning of the year. What happened? He's like falling off a cliff. San Fran did not lose 49-10. Although I think you would probably rather a 49-10 loss than what happened because it was a pretty humiliating way to lose. But you kept it close. So, there's that. What's good, Pokemon? Welcome in. Hope you're doing good, too. Jalen Carter, 2 sacks. Flight threw it away at the end. Yep. And I was more so thinking humiliating because of the penalty. But that throwing it away is worse than the penalty. So, yeah, you're right. How did San Fran lose? So they were down by 4. They scored a touchdown. It was called back on a penalty. And then they kept having short plays, getting closer to the end zone. They ended up at the 2-yard line with 1 second left. And Travis Flight threw it away in the back of the end zone. All right, do we want to do Carolina, Mexico, or San Antonio? Let's start with the Dreadnoughts. I think the Dreadnoughts are the biggest threat of these 3 teams because they have the best quarterback, and they have Von Miller. They play Columbus, who's 7-9. Columbus is not bad. This is not an easy game. So if the Dreadnoughts win, they're probably in. If they lose, they're probably out. So it's pretty simple. You got to win the game. Best for last. Smart. Unless we just want to save Hector for last just because. We are simcasting every game except for the 2 that we're watching. Yeah. And if these simcast games are good, like the last one and the Niners one, then we'll hop in and watch the end. Are you in the playoffs? You guys are 8-9, so no, you guys are out, despite winning. San Antonio looks like they're taking care of business. Yeah, this game's a blowout. They're good. They're good. Okay. So is San Antonio already in the playoff picture? If they are, this means they clinch, but I don't know if they are or not. Jalen Hurts played very well. He might end up being an MVP candidate when it's all said and done, and he certainly looks like it today in the biggest game of the year. Did Mercy Mercado get injured? Davis Mills did outplay him, for what it's worth. Marvin Jones and Quentin Johnston each scored twice. Quentin Johnston's been really good this year. And Von Miller now has 27 sacks. I don't know. I've lost count. But it's a lot. Okay, so let's check what is the deal. So it's San Antonio 4, Carolina 5, Mexico 7. So this should mean that the Dreadnoughts win the division. We could have some EA stupidity, but that should mean San Antonio wins the division. Here, well, we can check the tiebreakers real quick. With them, Carolina, and Mexico City. Lost, won, lost. So they split against both teams. Did Carolina and Mexico City split? Win, loss. So they all split. What's the second tiebreaker for division? Let me check. Okay, for 3 or more clubs, it's best win lost in games played within the division. So now we get to check with the Desperados. They lost to the Dreadnoughts. They went 0-2 against the Golden Eagles. Won and win, so they swept. And then Carolina lost and lost. So Golden Eagles are third on the totem pole. Carolina and the Dreadnoughts are still tied. The next is common games. I'm not going to go through all the common games. But the Dreadnoughts are listed as higher, so that should mean they win over Carolina. Why don't we find out right now for sure, though? We'll do Carolina and Houston next. Are we in? You guys still need some things to happen, but it's possible. So the Vikings need the Texans to win here. The Texans are 13-3. They're pretty damn good. And you're going to need the Colts to beat Mexico City. And then if both of those things happen, then you guys have a real shot. Hell, if one of those things happen, you still have a shot. So if the Texans win, they clinch the 1 seed. If Carolina wins, they clinch a playoff spot. Who's not excited for P.J. Walker in the playoffs, am I right? Pretty low-scoring game. Both defenses playing very well. The Texans seem to have the edge, with Lamar Jackson, the MVP candidate, at quarterback. Carolina takes the lead. Let's go faster. Or slower, I mean. 3rd and 8, 10-yard penalty. 4th and 1. They got it! We're going to hop in. Christian Watson with the touchdown. We saw that. Yeah, we all saw that. we all saw that. So it's now 17-14. Carolina needs a field goal. If they don't get it, they probably are out. They could still get in if Mexico City loses, right? Yeah. If Mexico City loses, Carolina could still get 7. But they want to control their own fate. They have 3 timeouts in about a minute. P.J. Walker legacy drive. Let's see what he's got. Great start. It's picked off. And this one's going to go for a pick 6 by C.J. Gardner-Johnson. The P.J. Walker legacy drive went swimmingly. So it looks like the Texans are going to win. They'll take the 1 seed. Vikings fans rejoice. Mexico City fans rejoice. Denver fans, sucks to be you. I think this means Denver's officially 3, because I don't think they can pass us. This is what happens when you start P.J. Walker at quarterback. I guess so. Former OFL Viking legend Terry McLaurin looks so sad. Poor guy. Lamar was not even that good. He was a little better than P.J. Walker, though. At least he completed over half of his passes. Antonio Gibson, the Offensive Player of the Year candidate, or should I say in air quotes, Offensive Player of the Year candidate, was better than Sean Tucker, although Sean Tucker is pleased to get the win. 10 catches for Christian Watson, including the go-ahead touchdown. Looks like we had a lot of sacks. 2 for Draymond Jones, 2 for Bryce Huff, and of course the big pick 6 at the end by C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I think now is where we get to Mexico. This is pretty much the last important playoff game in the NFC. I think this is the last NFC game regardless, now that I say it, right? I think it's just Mexico City, the Orlando game, and then the Bills and the Steelers that we're going to watch, right? Yep. Oh, and the Raiders and the Broncos. That game isn't very important now. Actually, no, it is for the Raiders. We'll wrap up the NFC. We'll do Mexico. So if the Golden Eagles win, they are in. If they lose, then they are tied with both the Vikings and the Panthers for the last 2 spots. And if they do win, they get 6. And that would mean that one of Carolina or Minnesota gets the last spot. I almost feel like it'd be more chaotic if Hector won. Maybe not for the playoff picture itself, but I think Hector's team has a better chance to go on a run in the playoffs than Carolina. Maybe not Minnesota, though. I think Minnesota could be a sleeper, too, if Tua actually plays well. Colts offense looks good so far, but they're losing. Now it's tied. Stetson Bennett's doing his part. Stetson Bennett versus the old Stetson Bennett, which is Kirk Cousins. Colts are up big. Can they finish off the job? They will. The NFC playoff picture gets weird, everyone. Mexico City controlled their own fate, and they blow it. So Carolina's good. I think they're in now. with Mexico City losing. So I think it really comes down to Minnesota or Mexico City. You put Jacoby to start. I don't remember you doing that. Did you? Stetson played well. It wasn't even his fault. I don't see Jacoby Brissett here at all. Yeah, you changed your receivers. You didn't change Jacoby Brissett. Well, Stetson played well. He's not he didn't allow 3 touchdowns for Kirk Cousins. So I don't think Jacoby would have stopped that. Hey, Greg Dortch played well. It's rigged against. I don't think it's rigged against Hector. I'm jealous of Hector. What divinity? What does that even mean? I don't even know what that means. So Kirk Thuggins might have just played spoiler. So just so we have it clear. Right now, the NFC is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, yeah, these 3 are competing for the last 2. I think Carolina beat Mexico City twice. So it should be Carolina over them. Octi doesn't want Hector owning him in the OFL Bowl. The chances of that happening are pretty slim. I'm not concerned about that at all. We want the Vikings. Did they play either of them? They lost to Carolina, so the Panthers are definitely good. And they lost to the Golden Eagles, so it should be Carolina 6, Mexico 7, and no Minnesota. No, the Panthers swept you, I think. I can double check. Win? Oh, no, you guys did split. Oh! Okay. But regardless, it should be you and Carolina because you both beat Minnesota. So, unless there's some funny business with EA, it looks like we're going to have 3 NFC South teams in the playoffs, and now we only have 3 more games to go. Let's start with the Orbits. They play Baltimore. Baltimore is nothing to play for other than spoiler. The Orbits have to win if they want to get in. They still need some stuff to happen if they do win. But first order of business, they have to win. Make Jacoby... I'll do that right now so I don't forget or miss it. But yeah, if EA values the tiebreakers, you and Carolina are both good for 6 and 7. Do Minnesota so that you could script an Aaron Rodgers, Matt Corral OFL Bowl. Why would that be different if it's Minnesota? I think Minnesota has a better chance of going on a run than certainly Carolina and probably Mexico too. Minnesota, when they're on, they're good. The problem is they haven't been on recently. All right, let's see if the Orbits can clutch up. They lose, they're out. This gives... Actually, I think if the Orbits lose, then Buffalo and the Raiders and the Steelers all clinch. I think. And it looks like that might happen. Baltimore taking care of business. The Orbits offense is playing well late. We're going to hop in just because this is like an important game. Baltimore's chewing clock. I don't remember who they're running back. Oh, they have Swift. Oh, that's right. Can DeAndre Swift finish the game off and seal the Orbits' fate? Not on that play. He gets nothing. Third and 10. The Orbit season's on the line this play. If they don't get it, it's game over. Sam Darnold goes short. I think he got it. And that'll do it. So if math serves me well, the Steelers are in, the Raiders are in, the Bills are in, and the Orbits are out. Right? Yeah, because the only 2 challengers for those last spots were the Orbits and the Oilers, and they both lost today. So again, unless we have EA funny business, I think we know the 14 playoff teams. It's just a matter of seeding. Did the Raiders win? The Raiders have not played yet, but they're currently in 5th place. They cannot go lower than the Oilers. The Raiders and the Steelers are definitely in now because they have 9 wins. If the Steelers win against the Bills, then could a team like Memphis get 7? Is that possible? That might be possible. I think the Orbits... Wait, why are the Orbits getting the ball? Oh, no, it's fine. Okay, they lose. The Oilers and the Orbits are out. But could Memphis get 7? I don't know if the tiebreaker is with Memphis and the Bills. If the Bills win, it doesn't matter. But I think Memphis actually might not be out. Malik Willis was solid. Sam Darnold was fine, I guess. Yeah, the Colts as well. You're right. The Colts are 8-9 too. So we should probably check the Bills tiebreakers. So maybe the Bills aren't in yet. If they win, they're in. If they lose, though, could Memphis or the Colts grab that last spot? Let's check the tiebreakers with Buffalo. Did they play any of those teams? Did they play the Colts or the Steamers? They didn't. Okay. Let me check the next tiebreaker. Conference record is second. Are there any other 8-9 teams, too? In the AFC? Not including the Oilers and the Orbits? No. So these two are out. These two, the Steamers and the Colts, still have a shot because they could pass the Bills. Conference record. The Bills are 6-5. Everybody here only has 5 wins. Okay, so Buffalo is good because the Orbits are 6-6, but the Bills have the tiebreaker. And then the Oilers, Colts, and Steamers only have 5. So Buffalo's in. Okay, so we know our 3 teams in the AFC. It's now just a matter of the order. All right, we'll do the Raiders game next. If the Raiders win, they get 5. So we're in, yes. Unless EA does something stupid. Then, yeah, you have the tiebreaker over the other teams. So you're good, even if you lose. So hypothetically, yes, but don't you want seeding? If I was you, I would way rather play against the Broncos than the Bengals. No bias. I would way I don't trust Denver in watch games, whereas the Bengals are 3-0. So I would it's still possible you could play New England. So I would way rather play Denver or New England right now than the Bengals. So if the Raiders win, they get 5. I think Denver's 3 regardless. Just to ensure that we're ahead of them, though, I'd rather the Raiders win. Octi is a hater. How am I a hater? The Broncos haven't done that well when we've watched them. The Bengals have done better. I trust the Bengals more than I trust Denver. As Denver gets the job done, so this means the Steelers can jump up to 5. As could probably the Bills if they win. Yeah, this is why I don't trust the Broncos. This is disgusting, Trey. What are you doing? Desmond Ridder was solid. Not great, but solid. So the Raiders controlled their own fate. They lose, but with help of other teams, they have clinched a spot. As have the Steelers and the Bills. When is the stream over? After this next game? I need to touch grass. Well, you should probably touch grass and then come back. Denver lost to the Jets. Yeah, that's a problem. All right, final game of the day. Since we're watching it, we'll have Siri pick the home, or not the home team, the users. Siri, give me a number between 4,492 and 4,493. 4,493. That is the Steelers. If I don't touch grass, I die. Well, you should probably touch grass. Why? Because seeding matters. These teams are playing for seeding. They've both clinched, but seeding is still important. Here, let's get the other controller. It's probably done charging now. Don't end. Keep streaming for 10 hours. That sounds like a bad idea. All blues, red 90s helmets. We should probably find the all blues first. That would just be the home jerseys, right? Oh, away pants. And 90s helmets. These ones are like the one with the buffalo. Can we wear the bumblebees? Oh, God. The bumblebees. Which ones are those? Well, they're one of the alternate classics. That's not it. Those are just horrible. Yeah, those ones. Red 90s. Okay, so the red helmet. So this one. Not this one. This one. Full red. That's a full red helmet. So, yeah, I assume that's what you mean. All right, the final game of the regular season, the Bills and the Steelers. Going into the day, neither team had a playoff spot locked up. Now they both do, with the help of other teams losing. But they're still playing for seeding. I would not want to play against the Bengals in the first round if I was either one of these teams. So they both have a lot to play for. Chances are the loser will play against the Bengals. If the Bills lose, then they definitely will. I haven't touched grass in 3 years. That seems like a problem. Should probably get on that. So we'll get to see the Bills offense first, led by Trevor Lawrence. We'll get to see what I can do in-game. Jaguars extended Roy Robertson Harris. Cool. Trevor Lawrence has thrown for a lot of touchdowns, but also a lot of interceptions at 17. The Steelers do have some good players on defense, a number of superstars. They also have DeMar Hamlin as well. And Defensive Player of the Year candidate Kyle Hamilton. Yeah, I know they're squeaking. I can hear them. Why can I never have a good season? You've had like 2 seasons. So that's like not a big sample size. How long is Trevor going to have to throw? After all that, he throws it away. And there's a hold. That might have been the saddest play I've ever seen. A penalty, no pressure, but no gain. And both of these teams are playoff teams? Had 3. Okay, still a small sample size. One of which you made the playoffs and lost to us, so pat on the back. But what's like a good season to you? A championship? Those are not easy to come by. Trevor Lawrence takes a shot downfield. It's caught at the 20. Stephon Diggs with a big play. The Bills are in the red zone. If I ever see you in the OFL Discord, I'm going to murder you. Is that like a threat? Stephon Diggs is hurt. That's not good. That's actually pretty bad. One play after he gained like 50. He's grabbing at his wrist, so that means he tweaked his ankle. Questionable for the wild card round. Third and 7. Trevor Lawrence alone in the backfield. And he doesn't get it. Nice tackle. That could have been a touchdown if the receiver got some room, but he's wrapped up by 27. Is that DeMar Hamlin? DeMar Hamlin makes the play to stop the Bills from getting a touchdown. So they'll have to settle for a field goal. So now we get to see the Steelers offense led by Joe Burrow. That was cringy, I'm sorry. Joe Burrow leading out the offense. He's been good this year. I wouldn't say great, but good. He's been good. So we'll see what he can do here against a talented Bills defense. They've got a lot of guys who can go after the quarterback. I guess Joe Burrow knows a thing or two about getting hit. Wouldn't be a first. What was what? Oh, Joe Burrow? In your only good season, you lost to a backup quarterback in the playoffs. Well, yeah. Chances are you're not going to win a championship. There's 14 teams in the playoffs. So, it ain't easy. Third and 1. They get it. Short game, but it does the job. I feel like I should be watching Ben Roethlisberger with the Bumblebees. It feels weird having a quarterback other than him wearing it. It just doesn't feel right. These are supposed to be the Triple B's jerseys with Ben, Bell, and Brown. Another 3rd and 1. And I don't think he got it. That was close. Oh, he did get it. I don't think he got it. But they'll give it to him. Okay. It looked like Benny Snell was short. I don't think he got it. Burrow is the long-lost 4th B. I guess so. He can replace the Killer Bees. It would have been easier if Hollywood Brown is still here. But I guess you can do Burrow, Benny for Benny Snell. Not that he's the starter, but he's here. (11 and 6, 8 and 9, 7 and 10, 5 and 12). I mean, it's not like that bad. Trending downwards isn't ideal, but there's only one way left to go, and that's up. And the only way the Steelers are going to go for it. Yeah, I guess if it's 4 inches of a 42, you probably should go for it. And they get it. Not by much, but they got it. Connor Hayward with the first down. Steelers are really trying to run the ball early. Maybe some other team in the AFC North should take notes. Bengals. I kind of don't want to play the Bills in the first round. But I also don't fully trust us against the Steelers. As it's intercepted by Trayvon Diggs. He's had a bunch of interceptions in watch games this year. The Diggs interception will wrap up the first quarter. The Bills lead at 3-0. Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, I think we would play one of these teams regardless because the Raiders were 5 going into the week. So if the Steelers lose, they can't pass the Raiders. And if the Bills win, then obviously we play the Bills. So there's a good shot we play the Bills. If the Bills win, it could be the Steelers. But it's definitely going to be one of these two teams. We're going to lose because of Burrow. Even if you do lose, it could still be the Bills. You have a tiebreaker over the Raiders. Oh! Okay, then maybe it's not that simple. I think the Raiders have the tiebreaker over the Steelers. So I think if the Bills win, it would probably be Bills, Raiders, Steelers. So yeah, the Bengals play the loser of this game. Who would I rather play? I feel like the Bills could do really well. I think the Steelers are good too, but I think I'd probably rather play the Steelers. Although when we played them earlier in the year, the game was close. And I think Trevor Lawrence is a little bit worse than Joe Burrow. So I guess both teams are fairly even in the sense that they're both good. Although Trevor's playing really well today, Burrow not so much. But Trevor's been cooking. 3rd and 6. I think he was in. Yup. Why do you think I want to get to the offseason already? Well, we still have an entire playoff run to get through, so it's going to be a little bit. Stay patient, young child. It's coming, but might take a bit. Pause. Buffalo's moving it slowly but surely down the field. Trevor Lawrence off his back foot with a dot for the end zone. That's a touchdown. What a throw. Devontae Smith with the score. He does not look right in 88, but we'll roll with it. The Bills are looking good early. They lead 10-0. Steelers got to respond here, else this could get ugly. I deserve more sons. I don't have any sons. More subs. I appreciate it. I knew what you meant. Do I deserve more sons? We only have one son. I just get more sons because I'm special. Although, wouldn't my life just be, like, way hotter if I have more sons? Like, one's enough. How am I supposed to stay patient at a time like this? I just want to draft a quarterback and get to next season. Because we're going to have 13 really exciting playoff games that are going to be fun. Most of them, hopefully. You deserve more sons because they swept the Pistons. Wow, that is an accomplishment. They swept the Pistons. Oh, my goodness. The Suns might win the finals just for that. Nice tackle. Who's 8? I don't know, but he just made a really nice tackle. That could have been a good run. Now they're going to have to throw it with Burrow all alone in the backfield on 3rd and 6. Burrow's going to chuck one up, and it is caught. What a catch. Is that Drake London, probably? No, that's not Drake London. I don't know who that is, but it ain't Drake London. Put it that way. Whoever that is, he just made a hell of a catch. The Spurs couldn't sweep the Pistons. That's how you know it's an accomplishment. There you go. A is JC. Okay, so JC Horn made a really nice tackle, and it's all for naught because the Steelers are moving it. This time Travis Kelce makes a nice play. Those pants are not it. What if the pants were Bumblebee themed like the jerseys? That'd be kind of cool. Not as cool as these Bills jerseys, but still pretty cool. Solid gain of 7. All of Joe Burrow's passes have been caught by somebody as he is now in the zone. 3rd and 3. Under pressure, no time to throw it. He is sacked by Harold Landry. Was he sticking up the finger at Burrow at the end of that play? I get he's your opponent, but geez. If you were a head coach playing with the Chiefs and with Mahomes, and the Chiefs are scoring 30 points a game, what's your game plan? To try to score more than 30 points? I think that sounds like a good game plan. Burrow's only thrown 1 incompletion, to be fair. He hasn't had many big throws other than that one play where the receiver mossed the hell out of the corner. But he hasn't been horrible. He hasn't been as good as Trevor. But he hasn't been terrible. Probably the final play before the 2-minute warning is Ezekiel Elliott. He gets a nice gain. They're actually going to have enough time for one more play. He ate the sack instead of just running. I guess he could have made a play, but Harold Landry came quickly into the backfield. Pause. Okay, no, we do get to the 2-minute warning. Never mind. Broncos named Joe Lombardi. No, they didn't. They hired Joe Lombardi, Matt Patricia, and some other random goofball within the last 2 days who I'm forgetting about. I think the Broncos and the Jets are trying to do a battle of who forms the worst set of positional coaches. Oh, it was Vance Joseph. Well, Vance Joseph isn't bad, but he's kind of hilarious. Jeez, man. Is Sean Payton trying to lose? I get that Sean Payton's going to be the main offensive guy, so it doesn't really matter. But still, why do people keep hiring Joe Lombardi? He has never been good. Why does he keep getting jobs? Hell, if you want someone who's unproven, hire me. I'll take the job. Yeah, they got to see Lombardi's offense twice a year right in front of them, and they didn't think to say, I don't think this offensive coordinator is very good. Oh, I'm happy I'm not a Broncos fan right now, put it that way. Imagine not having an elite offensive coordinator. Couldn't be us. Because he's related to Vince Lombardi. Yeah, but that doesn't make him good. I guess that's what teams think, though. Apparently, if you have Lombardi on your name, you're automatically good. Speaking of good, that was a good throw to Travis Kelce. As the Steelers call a timeout. Would you be the Cardinals head coach? No, I don't want to be with the Cardinals. Sorry. Risky throw, and it is caught. Apparently, if you have Lombardi, you're winning a Lombardi. Unless you're like the Texans or the Lions or the Saints or all the other teams who have had Joe Lombardi on their team. And now the Broncos. Burrow flicks one off his wrist from the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Would you rather have Holy Diablo or Kevon Dorn? Well, they both play different positions, so I guess all of the above. I don't know. There's a reason why they both went undrafted, but point remains. 3rd and 3. Steelers want to take the lead before halftime. They got to convert here. They do start the ball in the second half, though. And they do convert. They don't get much, but they convert. Although the clock's moving. 24 seconds to go. I would rather have a winning season. Fell. Kelsey's out of bounds. Clock stopped. They still got a timeout in their back pocket. Now they don't have the timeout in their back pocket because they're going to have to use it. They're probably going to kick here. They should take a couple shots for the end zone. They have enough time. You have 9 seconds. What's the worst that could happen? Just don't throw it near Trayvon Diggs. What's the worst that can happen? An incompletion? But nonetheless, they'll take the 3. They're only down by 4 points now, so they're back in the game. And they do start the ball in the second half, so they can theoretically take the lead. What has been the obsession with field goals today? In both watch games, both teams are having a hard time finding the end zone. No trouble scoring, but there are a lot of troubles scoring touchdowns. So the Bills are just going to kneel the clock out because they're wusses. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break, and I will be right back.
The first thing I come back to is the word fumble. What happened? I miss Bears. No! We want Bears. Hector was roasting you. Of course he was. What's that sound? I don't know what sound that was. I don't know what sound you're talking about, but oh well. The Bears won. The Bears beat the Bears. Feed your guinea pig. I did. After I did my business, I fed them because I figured I'm already up, so I might as well. So I did, as a matter of fact. So the Steelers appear to be moving it. I saw the fumble happen when I was gone. I don't know exactly what happened, but I saw somebody fumbled it. And I saw Kendrick Green picking up the ball, celebrating with it as if he got a big game. So I don't know if he did something cool or what, but they're getting close to the red zone. Burrow tried to run a read option. Of course, it didn't work. Burrow fumbled, and Kendrick Green ran for like 10 yards. If I was Kendrick Green, I'd be celebrating too. He deserves that. What a play by the big guard. Not only saving the drive, but it's going to lead them probably to a touchdown with Joe Burrow in the zone and the Steelers on the goal, are getting close to the goal line. And sure enough, they do score. It's Travis Kelce who has the Steelers on top. Buffalo led 10-0. Since then, the Steelers have outscored them 13-0. The Bills are still far from out of it, but the Steelers are now ahead. Hutch apparently can't outrun Green. That seems like a concern. Travis Kelce, Merchant, Joe Burrow. Does that make Patrick Mahomes a Travis Kelce merchant too? Or maybe it's vice versa. Travis Kelce was never this good with other quarterbacks. Let's see what the Bills can do. Trying to get the lead back. And that's not a bad start. Good run for Ezekiel Elliott. Save us from the satanic and cancerous Steeler march. The Steelers are going to the playoffs anyway, so it's not like you're really saving them. The only difference is if they lose, they'd play the Bengals as opposed to like the Broncos, which, again, I would rather play Denver in the first round than Cincinnati. But even so, 2 seeds do not have a good track record in the OFL. Should I be concerned because I'm a 2 seed and 2 seeds don't do well? Yesterday I was bullying ants. You should go to those ants right now and apologize. Bills are moving it slowly but surely. They now have it at the 31. Nothing on that play. They are in field goal range, so unless they turn the ball over, they should at least tie it. I don't think Ezekiel Elliott wants to tie it, though. 7 yards of carry. Oh, has it been on echo the whole time? Huh? Why would it be on echo?
Does it work now? That's weird. Oh, is it fixed now? I didn't even know there was an echo. I unplugged my microphone out of my controller when I was going to the bathroom, but I plugged it back in. So, that's weird. Oh well, it's fine. I killed a baby roach. We should apologize to the baby roach's parents. They're probably very sad. First and goal, Ezekiel Elliott. No, I thought there was a chance he was going to take it in, but he nearly went backwards instead. His defense is painful to watch. I don't think he was in there. Nope. He's close, but he was not in. Third and goal, a little bit inside the 1. They should give it to Zeke. He did not get in. Wow, big stop by the Steelers. You got to go for it here, Buffalo. I understand you can tie it. Don't chicken out. They should go for it. That's a good call. The Steelers' goal line defense has been really good, though. The Bills look like they're going to throw it, and the Steelers are stacking the box. Surely nothing bad can happen here. That'll wrap up the third. Maybe the Bills are going to change their mind. They shouldn't. They should still go for it. This is why you don't listen to me. Don't kick. Why are they kicking? That's stupid. Grow a pair and go for it. Well, nonetheless, it is tied at 13. At least they scored. But I would have gone for it. Ezekiel Elliott's a power back. I understand Zeke has had a hard time punching it in there on that drive. You can go the QB sneak. You can go back to Zeke. You can try for a short throw. I think that's pretty stupid. I don't think Trevor Lawrence would have fumbled a QB sneak. Zeke was playing very well that entire drive. He didn't do well on the goal line. So if that's their concern, I guess I get it. But even so, Ezekiel Elliott is a power back. So this is where he should thrive. You need to grow a pair. I said they needed to go for it. That's like a big pair. That's a Dan Campbell pair. Maybe not a Dan Campbell pair, but still kind of big. Did he not get that? That kind of looked like he got it. Why does it look like the line of scrimmage is ahead of the first down line? Well, he got it the next play, so it's fine. What happens if this game ties? I think if it ends up in a tie, the Steelers would pass the Raiders, and the Bills would get 7. So a tie is basically the same thing as a Steelers win. Because I think if Pittsburgh wins, it's the same result. Hey, Madden, how much would it take for y'all to win an OFL Bowl and dominate everyone who's against us? I'll pay you $500 million for us to win every game based on team revenue. I have a lot of Madden Monopoly money for wins and team revenue. Huh. Yeah, why is the first down marker red? I've never bothered to comment on that. But why is it red? That's weird. Nice stop by the Bills. That'll probably force a punt. I don't think he'd go for it here. On your own 43. Yeah, no. Can I have one OFL season where I don't have anything major happen at quarterback? I mean, what else did you expect with Gino, who's not, like, horrible, but it's not like he's great. So the Bills can take the lead here. They didn't on their last drive because their play callers are cowards, but they'll try to do so here instead. That should have been intercepted. And, of course, ironically, Gino's on the other sideline now. Yes. Including the Bears. At least with the Bears, you had 2 good quarterbacks. Carson Strong and Cordell Banks were both pretty good. Zeke now over the century mark. If the Bills are smart, they should try to chew some clock. Just keep feeding Zeke. Try to chew clock and obviously score and take the lead, of course. Short throw, good play. Get some 8. Why can't I just draft another Cordell Banks? Well, next year's quarterback class should be solid. There's Zeke again with a good run of 11. Give him the option to run. Why would you want Trevor Lawrence running when you have Zeke? How many free agent signings and drafted players would it take for the Giants and Jets to convince people they were playoff contenders? Well, the Giants won a playoff game last year, and the Jets are really just a quarterback away. So, there's your answer. All the Jets need is a good quarterback. They're a contender. And the Giants, as long as they don't get worse, they're at least a playoff contender. Maybe not a Super Bowl contender, but they can win a playoff game. Bills are running the ball really well and chewing clock, just as I said they should. They are managing this drive very smartly, which means in EA fashion, they're going to do something stupid to end it, aren't they? Zeke's now at about 140. Zeke did nothing in the first half, too, which is the weird thing. In the second half, he's taken over the game. Yeah, I don't really want to have to play against Ezekiel Elliott in the first round. I would rather play against Tyler Algier and Benny Snell. So, I'm not upset by this. We're now at the 2-minute warning. The Bills just got to keep running the ball and chewing clock. The Steelers might have to start contemplating using those timeouts. Third and 2. Steelers are not using them yet. Hand off to Zeke. He doesn't get it. I don't think he'd get cute here. I think he kicked the field goal. Imagine if they went for it now after not doing it on the last drive. Yeah, just take the points. Don't do anything stupid. And the Bills are probably going to lead by 3 of about a minute and a half. The Steelers are going to have 2 timeouts. Steelers can still win this game. And a field goal ties it. A field goal is not a bad drive for Pittsburgh. So they're not in a horrible spot, even though the Bills took off a lot of time. What if he missed? Then that would have been funny. Let's see what Joe Burrow can do. Joe Burrow! That was still bad. I'm sorry. Okay. So Joe Burrow is still in the zone. That's not good for Buffalo. And he's nearly intercepted by J.C. Horn. Should have caught that. The Bills have all the momentum. The exclamation point, I think, is the receiver Burrow's going to target. Or not, because he didn't throw it to him. Okay. So what's the point of the exclamation point? Is that the receiver that Burrow is planning to throw it to? Is that his first read? No, he threw it to Kelsey again. So then what is the point of the exclamation point over the receivers? Because Burrow's not... Is that just to point out who he's not throwing the ball to? That'd be a pretty stupid ability then. That's not that important. The exclamation point will be his first read. Okay, that makes sense. But he has not gone to his first read once. And right as I say that, he throws it to Travis Kelce, his first read, who makes a nice play. Look at the clock. There's 15 seconds. Burrow's going to try to sling it deep. It's nearly caught. That was close. They're just going to kick now. I don't blame them. 6 seconds left. It's a 50-yarder to tie it and bring the final regular season game of the season into overtime. Should be able to make it from 50, but this is not a gimme. Doink off the crossbar. He missed it. And the Bills are going to survive. Let's look at it again. Doink! He had the distance from like 10 yards back. But it doinks off the crossbar, and Buffalo survives. We end the regular season with a doink. So with that, the Bills, the Steelers, and the Raiders all finish 9-8. They will be the 3 wild cards. The order should be Bills, Raiders, Steelers, because the Bills 100% should get 5 because they beat both of these teams. And then we'll check with the Raiders and Steelers, but the Raiders were ahead of the Steelers going into the week, and they both lost. Common the game's jinx. Trevor Lawrence was efficient. Joe Burrow was, Zeke was a monster. Travis Kelce played well, too. So with that, it should be Bills, Patriots, Raiders, Broncos, Steelers, Bengals. So the 3 AFC wildcard games are all interdivision matchups. Should have ran the ball. Did they still have an extra time out there when they missed the kick? I think they did. I'm pretty sure they only used 1 timeout on that drive. Because they started with 2, right? Yeah. And they only used 1. Idiots. So I'm pretty sure we've gone through every game. I'm going to double check the standings, though, to make sure all these numbers look right. Okay, yeah, we're good. So this is what things should look like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In the NFC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm pretty sure it would be Carolina 6, Mexico City 7, and Minnesota would be out. We already went through the NFC tiebreakers, so that would make sense. What about the AFC tiebreakers? Did the Steelers play the Raiders? They didn't. So it should be Raiders 6, Steelers 7. That's what it should be. All right, we're going to use her on one of the non-playoff teams. We'll do the Steamers. Alrighty, here we go. The first thing I'm going to check is that you can still negotiate re-signings, right? Yeah, okay, good. All right, let's see if the playoff bracket is as we expected. Yeah. Yeah, this is exactly what we expected. There you go. This is our playoff bracket for Season 1, exactly as we thought it would be. Bengals, Steelers, Broncos, Raiders, Patriots, Bills, all interdivision. Washington, Mexico City, Rams, Panthers, Dreadnoughts, Cougars. Vikings out. Monarchs and Texans are the ones. So no surprises here. This is exactly how it should have been. Madden got it correct. The tiebreakers were right. Players of the week, Cooper Rush, Tom Brady, both of those guys lost, by the way, Sean Murphy Bunting, and Jordan Hicks, who also lost. Mac Jones led the league in passing yards, passing touchdowns, Aaron Rodgers, most interceptions, Travis Flate, least amount of interceptions among starting quarterbacks. Of guys who played the whole year, it's Aaron Rodgers. Although he even missed a game at the end, so I guess Jalen Hurts, and of all people, Zach Wilson only threw 8. That shocks me. Zach Wilson's the same guy who just lost to Matt Ariza. Aaron Rodgers had the highest passer rating, while the lowest was Zach Wilson. Oh, Justin Fields is a running back. That's why. Okay. Here are some of the other top passers for the MVP race. Jalen Hurts probably in there. Wow, Tom Brady. Tom Brady is 3rd among full-time starters? His numbers aren't even that good. Brissett. Burrow's that high? How is Matt Corral lower than half of these dudes? Corral's been better than most of these guys. Let's go back to the top. Corral's been better than you, maybe not you, maybe not Mac. Dak, he's thrown 14 picks. He's been better than Dak. He's been better than Bryce. He's been better than PJ. Probably better than Trevor. Better than Josh Allen. Yeah, Matt Corral's an MVP candidate. I'm not being biased. Did the Orbits make it? They did not. It's because of sacks. How do sacks affect QB rating? That doesn't make sense. Sacks never affect QB rating. Which Matt Corral was pretty high up there. Thanks to offensive line. The rushing title is Josh Jacobs, barely edging out Nick Chubb. Chubb did have the better yards per carry. We'll scroll down to 1,000. Touchdowns. Javonte Williams with 19. Receptions is Brandon Ayuk with 118. While yards is also Brandon. Wow, Brandon Ayuk was good. Keenan Allen was second. That's a little bit of a surprise. We'll go to 1,000 again. Wow, we had a lot of 1,000-yard receivers. Holy smokes. Cooper Kupp led in touchdowns by a lot. Is Stephon Diggs healthy? Let's check. Is he healthy? No, he is not. He's out 3 weeks. With broken ribs. Wasn't he grabbing at his wrist? Broken ribs. Yeah, I grab my wrist whenever my ribs are hurting. Josh Jones, Mekhi Becton, and Sam Cosmi allow the most amount of sacks at 19. Is that Trey Smith? He even missed games. He had a lot more than Quentin Nelson. Maybe Trey Smith is the guy we need to be trashing on, not Q. Q was only kind of bad. TFLs, Rashawn Gary with 24. Most amount of sacks in the AFC is Khalil Mack. And then interceptions is Cameron Dantzler with 8, followed by Gilmore. 2 fumble forces for Kyle Hamilton. Here are all of Hamilton's stats, by the way, since he's a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. Yeah, these are good numbers. Holy cow. Joey Bosa also had 2, along with Vita Vea. And then Bosa led with 2 recoveries. As for the NFC, 22 for Kenny Clark, Myles Garrett, and Aaron Donald. I'm scared to see the Von Miller number. 25.5. I know who I'm voting for first place for Defensive Player of the Year. Interceptions 5 for Chidobe Awuzie, Eric Kendricks, Demario Davis, and Byron Murphy. Fumble forces 4 for Levante David, 3 for Xavier Howard. Davis led with 3 recoveries, while TJ Edwards and Tyus Bowser also had 2. Kicking. Octavius Gamius made the most field goals. Go Ducks. Jake Verity does end the year perfect. Octavius still clears him, though. Also perfect on PATs. Let's go Ducks. Jake Moody was the worst kicker. Aaron Sipos had the most punts. Least amount of punts was Matt Ariza, although he only played 4 games, and one of them he played at quarterback. Least amount of punts for actual punters is Will Lutz, who apparently is a punter now. Okay, I didn't even realize that. Kick return touchdowns, John Ross, KJ Hamler, Marcus Jones, Jamal Agnew, and Sean Tucker. Punt return touchdowns, nobody. The game has given Jalen Hurts the MVP. Coach of the Year, C-Mill. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, Ezekiel Elliott. If Frank had the Ravens, the Bengals would be swept every year. The Ravens aren't good, though. When I give you a short list, do you want the stats or not? Did you write down the stats? If you didn't, you don't have to. I can just copy those back. But if you had the stats, then I guess I'll take them. Rashawn Gary wins the Defensive Player of the Year in the conference. But again, of course, we will have our own vote. Bijan Robinson, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Wow. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Will Anderson. Best quarterback is Joe Burrow. I won't because I'm lazy. Yeah, that's fine. I can just copy it back in the game. So if you all I need is the list of guys. DJ deserves MVP. DJ is in DJ Uiagalelei? Because I agree. I'm happy to push the DJ Uiagalelei agenda if you are. No Bengals at the top. Unfortunate. Although I don't think anybody really deserved it. NFC Offensive Player of the Year is Antonio Gibson. Why? I won't forget. The video will be public in like 10 minutes when we're done. Defensive Player of the Year, Von Miller. Obviously. Do I agree that Eric Kendricks deserves to be on the list? I would have to double check his stats again. He finishes in 9th. But if his numbers are good, I'll put him on. Quentin Johnston wins the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Well, Defensive Rookie of the Year is Miles Murphy. What video? You'll see. Aaron Rodgers wins Best QB. His running back. Why is Antonio Gibson over these two? Why? Best receiver, Cooper Kupp. Close race with him and Ayuk. Everybody put your teams in the chat. We'll do team stats now as well. Chidobe Awuzie wins the Best DB. This pleases me. Okay, we'll start with the Bengals while everybody puts their stuff in. $5,000 yards on the dot. Yeah, I know the passer rating's a little bit low, but compared to the guys who had higher passer ratings, I think he belongs on the MVP ballot. Although I would have to check if there are other slightly more deserving candidates. Joe Mixon, good stuff. 3,000-yard receivers, and Isaiah Likely almost made it 4. It's only these two. These are the only two problems on offense. Kenneth Murray with a lot of tackles. Chase Young, 13.5 sacks. A little bit disappointing, but still very good. Dallas is the first team I see. Nick Chubb, very good, of course. Probably an Offensive Player of the Year candidate. No 1,000-yard receivers, though. I guess that's part of having a bad quarterback. After the Cowboys. After the Cowboys, we have the Steamers. Bijan, good stuff. 14 touchdowns. Wow. C.J. Uzoma apparently is him. After the Steamers, we've got the Bills. $6,000 team passing yards. Totally legit. Wow, they did not allow many sacks. I'm jealous. After the Bills, we've got the Jets. Jets, Jets. Wow, Breece Hall's numbers are good. 5 yards a carry, 15 touchdowns. He would have 100% been an Offensive Player of the Year candidate if he didn't get hurt. Hell, he still might be. After the Jets, we've got the Golden Eagles. That's the wrong button. There we go. $2,000-yard receivers. Greg Dortch was solid too. He's him. After them, we've got the Cougars. After the Cougars, we have the Eagles. After the Eagles, we've got the Texans. Sean Tucker. 10 touchdowns. 3,000-yard receivers as well. Monarchs. After the Monarchs, we have the Seahawks, and I believe that is everybody. If I can find them. There they are. Wow, Tyler Lockett was good. I did not know he had that good of a season. Frank Jones, 14 TFLs. Pretty good. 2.5 sacks and only half a sack against non-Quentin Nelson. Can we look at rookies? Yes. Off the top of my head, I know Jalen Carter's up there. We have not seen his team. Wow, he was good. Holy cow. Are there any other obvious ones? A.T. Perry on the Raiders. Very good. The Oilers have the two guys, Isaiah Thomas and Calvin Mentor. There's Calvin. They had 3,000-yard receivers. There's Isaiah, 18 interceptions. I just had another one on my head, Quentin Johnston. He probably had 1,000 yards as well. Yes, he did, and 11 touchdowns. I'm only going through rookies whose teams we didn't see already. So, like Will Anderson, we saw his numbers with the Bills. Is there anybody else who's obvious? No. Defensively, Brian Brzee will check. We'll check Ringo. We'll check Simpson. And that's really about it. So it was Brzee, Simpson, and Ringo. So Steelers. There's DeMar. And there is Brzee. Simpson plays for Baltimore. And then Keely Ringo. And there's Christian Gonzalez as well. Okay, we'll go through injuries, and then that's pretty much it. No injuries for the Bengals. Whoop, whoop. Kamara's still out for 3 weeks in Washington. Deebo Samuel's out for, I guess that doesn't matter. Seahawks aren't in the playoffs. All right, that does it. I think we are good. Week 18 is in the books. Our first regular season of OFL 23 is now done. Next stream will be the playoffs, which is going to be sometime this week. I'm not entirely sure. So for the next stream, we're going to watch 3 wild card games and simcast the other 3. So we'll have a vote for which games you want to see. The following stream will be the divisional round. We'll watch all 4. Then we'll have the conference championship stream. We'll watch both. And then obviously the OFL Bowl will get its own stream as well. So it should be fun over these next couple of weeks. And then after the playoffs, we will get into the off season. So that'll wrap it up. Hope everybody enjoyed. And we'll be back again sometime this week.